yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, yeah. Leather-clad fish braids, but it wasn't just for show. Breakfast programs, sickle cell tests, taught the law so we know. Fred said you can jail a revolutionary, but not the revolution. Because power ain't a gun, it's a solution. Community control of schools, police, land and bread. If the babies don't eat, then the doctrine is dead. Huey wrote that intercommunalism means borders will fall, that the world is one community, and reactionaries built the walls. So if my doctrine is serve the people by any means, then I unify this way. Your child is my child, no nation's free till all children may eat, learn, and stay. Yeah, Anka gets my chest, symbol of life from Zep Tepi the first time. Before Moses, before Muhammad, before the Greeks learned to rhyme. Temple of Karnak, man, know thyself and thou shalt know the gods. 42 laws of my ad, not commandments, but balance rise. Truth, justice, harmony, reciprocity, order, propriety, balance. Can't have my ad in my house while my neighbor's house is in violence. The Nile floods for all or none, that's the ancient decree. So if my doctrine is my ad and balance, then I unify this way. Your scale is my scale, we weigh each other's hearts to see if we're free. Crimson Fez crown, lineage of the Moabites, Canaanites old, built universities in Timbuktu while Europe was in the cold. Circle 7 says love, truth, peace, freedom, justice. 5-pointed star taught that man is mind, and mind can travel farther than a car. No race, no creed, nationality and divine creed is the key. True Ali said uplift fallen humanity, not just thee and me. More sat with sultans, popes, and rabbis to draft treaties of peace. So if my doctrine is one human family under the fatherhood of God, then I unify this way. Your flag is my flag when love, truth, peace, freedom, justice don't cease. All power to the people, can't you see? 10 nations, one blood, one destiny. Start pressing, scrolling fast. Different names for the power in our chest. Scripture said it, now we live the proof. One teaching, one truth, one roof. If you're free, then I'm free. That's the key. All power to the people. You and me. Yeah. Bow tie like armor, but the wisdom was the weapon. The original man is the Asiatic black man, but the lesson was never supremacy. It was know yourself and clean yourself. Can't be gods on earth while treating others like shelf. Messenger taught, do unto others as you would have done unto you. Same golden rule in every book that ever ain't true. Self-determination don't mean isolation, it means elevation. So if my doctrine is divine unity through self-knowledge, then I unify this way. Your dignity is my dignity. We rise together or we fall as a nation. Yeah. White cloth flowing, Quran 49:13 carved in my spine. Oh mankind, we created you for male and female, made you peoples and tribes that you may know one another. Divine design, not to despise, not to conquer, but to know like the art of food. The prophet's last sermon, no Arab over, not Arab, no bite over black, that's taboo. Constitution of Medina, Jews, Muslims, pagans, one ummah, one defense. Salah facing Kaaba, but the heart facing fellow humans. That's the sense. Tawhid means one, so separation's an illusion we choose. So if my doctrine is taught with the oneness, then I unify this way. Your God is my God, if your mercy is what you use. Purple and gold, zits it, hidden scroll, heavy with weight. Isaiah 56, my house shall be a house of prayer for all nations, not just 8. Jeremiah 29:17, the peace of the city where I sent you. Even in exile, build houses, plant gardens, pray for them too. Exodus 22:21, you shall not wrong a stranger or oppress him. Why? For you were strangers in Egypt, remember where you've been. One king, many nations grafted in. Romans 11 says the same. So if my doctrine is one law, one love, one creator, then I unify this way. Your stranger is my assignment. If I fail him, I profane the name. All power to the people, can't you see? 10 nations, one blood, one destiny. Star pressing, scrolling fade. Different names for the power in our chest. Scripture said, now, we live the proof. One teaching, one truth, one roof. If you're free, then I'm free. That's the key. All power to the people. You and me. head wrapped like a crown. Each fold a story, each color a clan. I can proverb. If you wanna go fast, go alone. If all go hand in hand. Ubuntu, bumuntu, bumuntu, gabantu. A person through other persons. No I without we. That's the root of versing. The drum circles taught it. One off beat breaks the whole sound. Yoruba says the river that forgets its source will dry up. We're bound. Ancestors didn't survive. Change ships and fire. Teach us to chain each other. So if my doctrine is Ubuntu, I am because we are. Then I unify this way. Your liberation is my lineage. Your liberation is my lineage.
All right. Shout out to Sister Karima, man. Hey, the minister of the Lion's Den, the ministeress of the Lion's Den music. Peace and blessings. Welcome to the Lion's Den. My name is JJ7000, most feared debater on this planet. Sit your ass down, because I know you can't stand it. That's right. Welcome to the Den. Shout out to my wife, my queen, my eternal Jenny Hayes. I see you peeking around, girl. I love you. Shout out to Sister Karima, holding the Dens down. Black Jesus minister, balling and crawling. And the rest of the Lions Den team, you know who it is. Shout out to Killer Priest. You know, we got that Wu-Tang Clan debate league coming soon. They don't want to see it. There ain't nothing you can do. That's right. We got a powerful show today, man. I got the Lions Den champion in the building, Apostle Carlos. I got the Professor Pro Izzo 1 in the building, dropping that biblical knowledge on the people. Hit that like, share, and subscribe. We about to go in. And then also, second part of this show, I got a preliminary coming up. Against Silk. Silky D, the shocker, coming in here. You know, brave enough to get in the ring with JJ7000. We're going to do a little bit, you know, let everybody know what our debate going to be about. But before we get into all that, I got to introduce the queen of the Lions Den, Sister Karima. Go ahead, introduce yourself, queen.
Y'all already know what to do. Please like the video if you like the information that's presented tonight. If you haven't subscribed to the channel already, please do so. Share it to a friend, platform, or whatever. Thanks for tuning in.
All right. Before we introduce the channel, let me let the other brother and the professor. Before we introduce the champion, the professor, let me introduce this other brother that stepped on the scene. Go ahead. Oh, Elder Wiggins is in the goddamn on building. OG. He'd have been around. He's been around in the community for a long time. He's very educational, you know what I'm saying? The brother got a good head on the shoulders. Go ahead, Elder Wiggins, introduce yourself. Let everybody know what it is. You got the floor.
What's up, everybody, man? Long time no see. This is Elder Wiggins. It's good to be back on the show again, man. Back connected with some of my peoples, man, that I used to do this with a while back, man. JJ, it's always good to be connected to you, man. Thank you for having me on the show. I do pray that we have a good show, man. I'm always honored to be here, and thank you guys for listening. Let's get it.
All right. I'm going to do this for you. Yahweh by Hashem. Yahweh Shah. Barakatah. Kwam Yashala. You see what I'm saying? But anyway, hey, let's get to the meat and potatoes. I got some heavy hitters in the building. 3 heavy hitters. And the king and queen of Lions Den, you know, we about to dispute this information out for y'all. I know that was a word I just made up, but forget about it. Act like Will Smith and put the thing in front of your face and forget I ever said it. But we got Pro Izzo 1, the professor in the building. Go ahead, Aki. Tell them what it is and tell them what you're here to do today. Go ahead.
All right, folks, y'all know what time it is. To the law and to the testimony. If they speak not according to these, it's because there's no light in them. This is Pro Izzo 1. Shout out to the Lions Den, Elder Wiggins, to the debate league champion, Brother Carlos.
Yeah.
We got Mr. Carlos himself, the new champion in the building. What's good, folks? Shout out to Karima. I didn't properly introduce myself to you, Karima. I'm Pro Izzo 1, Karima, to the law and the testimony. I got to mess with you. Well, folks, y'all know what it is. We back in the den. This ain't the Kitty Cat Club. This is where you
Right.
get toughened up, and this is where
Right.
you learn something.
Right.
Shout out to the audience. Shalom to you,
Right.
Lala Tov to you. All praises to the
Mhm.
Most High. Well, we here to get down to business, and without further ado, JJ, I pass the rock right back to you, brother. I'm off the mic.
All right. Well, the champ has fell off. So Don, I'm gonna have you go ahead and take the lead until the champ get back on here. Because he's on limited time, and then you're gonna do what you got to do. But go ahead. So they go to champ right there. They go to champ. They go to goddamn champ. He's still on his victory tour. You see, what I'm saying? That's what the champions and lions do. We go on victory tours, spread it all over the community, tell them how much butt whooping we done did to these characters. You know. So
That's right.
champ, champ. I know he twirling. I think his thing's twirling a little bit.
Bad
Uh,
Can
connection.
yeah, bad connection on his
There you go.
can you hear me
yeah.
now?
So, there you go, champ. Go ahead. Let him
Okay,
know what it is, who he is.
blessings and peace to my brothers and sisters. This is Apostle Carlos Lamar. Glad to be a part of it. To my brothers and sisters up there, my guy Pro Rezo and Elder Wiggins, and even to get a chance to meet the one sister Karima, and of course you as well, JJ 7000. You definitely, you definitely know worldwide in this community. I mean, I've heard your name forever. I'm just glad to be a part of
Ah,
this. One of the things that I come to do is, which a lot of people don't know that because of the misconception, but one of the things real apostles were told to do is to defend the faith, to destroy false doctrines. That's why the Bible speaks explicitly about it in Ephesians 4. We're supposed to guard against wind and doctrines that blow in. It's our job when something
peace, champ.
blows in, whether it's from the church, whether it's from an outside group, if it enters into the church, God has apostles and prophets that serve like federal agents. We come and we put warrants on false doctrines, and we go and hunt them down and make arrests.
All right, man. Hey, I told you. Hey, we bringing back the real information. We never left it though. JJ just been on the road for a while. So yeah, I mean, you guys have been on Clubhouse for a while and been dealing with different characters. Can you kind of tell the people who ain't seen what happened last week, like what's going on? Like you guys are like the deacons of defense. They carry guns.
Yeah.
You see, they take Christians lightly. These guys are deacons of defense. Go ahead, y'all. Talk about it. I mean, y'all want to talk about the 12 tribes charge, Deuteronomy 28, slaves in the kingdom. Let it all out. Go ahead.
Oh my God.
We got a lot to talk about, don't we, Carlos?
Yeah, a whole lot to talk about with that.
Well, I will say this. The debate that happened between Lord Megatron of the Source Debate League and Brother Apostle Carlos, it was epic. Epic in the sense that this doctrine, as I've always been saying, I've been saying this for years, there's something between Deuteronomy 28 curses that identify Black folks in America as Hebrew Israelites. From my research recently after that debate, I've discovered that it is definitely a early 19th century thought. It's a view from started with William C. Saunders, I think it is, and Frank S. Cherry. These two guys, they come consecutive to each other, and they both claim to be prophets, self-appointed prophets, and that
Right.
God has showed them a vision that Black folks in America are the true descendants of the 12 tribes of Israel, particularly the lost tribes. And so, and of course, it has grown over into Judah, Benjamin, and some of Levi too, as well. But after listening and reviewing that debate, I have found that the majority of the weight of that argument, that whole proposition, does not rely on Frank S. Cherry or William C. Saunders, but rather the interpretive view of Deuteronomy 28 concerning ships, particularly, the ill treatment of uh, bond men, bond women, the fact that they were scattered from their land and dispersed throughout the world. And I have found a lot of holes in it. In the debate, and I'll be brief with this, I find that the earliest dating of Jewish and black Jews, let's say black Jews, in the diaspora, somewhere there in Spain, Portugal, San Tome, Sierra de Leone, and some other tribes like the Bantu. There's some connection, some kind of way in that, along with that whole thing. And I think Elder Wiggins is on stage. He probably knows more names than me as far as locations in Western Africa, Central Africa, Northern Africa. Because they come from all over the place. And then we here in America, we have this African American double continent identity, and that's our national identity here. But I do not see 1,300 years of connection. Furthermore, I have questions about the Jewish Holocaust. I have questions about when British became Israel. British Israelism.
Right.
There is a lot of things that just don't tie together. There's a lot of loose open bags around, and I don't see, at least in that debate, I didn't see the bag being tied up. I didn't see the ends wove together. I don't see a tapestry in short. So it is popular view, but it is very subjective. I've not heard enough information to say, okay, aha, that's it. Never mind the identity part. What about the historical connections? I don't find them. What about the archaeological connections? Where are they? DNA is just out of the question because Frank S. Cherry and William C. Saunders, they come along in the, like I said, early 19th century, just about the time DNA started to become a real science of study. And so, we've got the origins of both of those subjects. And it's just, where's the bridge? Where can I go back from minimum 1300 AD? Where can I go backwards in time and tie all this together? I just don't see it. Brother Carlos was in the debate. I was the presiding judge, the only judge. So I want to hand over the mic to you, brother, and maybe you can continue the elaborations from there.
Okay, so and he's done. Pereza did a great job with that right there. One of the things that I'll tell anybody when I got in a revelation, and we can go back to Frank S. Cherry about there being black people who were Israelites, and we find that, of course, that's in the scriptures, but it doesn't make them all the same thing, and that's the misconception. And I think when people come to that conclusion, they go in there with either not. I'm gonna say it as two ways: they're ignorant, or they either ignore the evidence that is there, because you're talking about the original Israelites are West Asian people. That's just factual. Israel is in Asia. And so you have to start going back and dealing with how the people first came about. And if you really follow it long enough, and this is a deeper revelation, they did mix with the populations that are around them. So I've always said that they were a mixed group of people from the very start. They mixed with all kind of different people. This is just something that they did. They mixed with the local Canaanite population. They mixed with Africans, and then later on they're mixing with Europeans. So there's a broad, category of who these people became. And the revelation is no different than what God got off of the ark, just pertaining to Israel. You had Ham, Shem, and Japheth. And it's funny because as you watch Israelites play out, you see the mixture with all those people. You see them mixing with the Hamites, then you see them later on mixing with the Japhites, which would be the Europeans. So it's a lot that's in that. And so William Cherry and Crowdy, you go back now, these guys are flat out. My first knock is going to be that these guys are Masons, right? And one of them was like a 33rd degree. And whenever you get to dealing with the Masons and different things like that, you've really got to watch it. And I'm even like that, even within the church. I watch what's going on in the church when I see the Masons in play. And so that's the beginning. And then to say that, hey, God gave me this dream. Okay, we need to test this according to the Bible. This needs to be tested because the Bible talks about dreamers. Just because you have a dream doesn't mean that it's God. And when somebody hops up and says, okay, I had this dream and God told me this. Well, the Bible says in the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses, let every word be established. And in the New Testament, you know, we have to discern what spirit told you this, because one of them even said that Jesus is going to come back in the year 2000 and start a race war and kill all the white people. So we know this thing of God. You know, God is not a God of division. And so all we have to do is start looking at the fruit that it bears. And when we begin to look at the fruit that it bears, that it is bringing things within the community, we see a lot of division. We know that division is not of God. We know that comes from the enemy. We know whenever you get to dealing with people, and again, these people started off with churches. Let's not forget that they didn't have camps. They had churches. And even if you go back to the commandment keepers, I've done enough research. The commandment keepers didn't believe the extreme sect that they're at now, because the commandment keepers did have a level of truth about Jews going into Ethiopia. They had a level of truth about Jews in the Caribbean. That's a level of truth that can't be denied. But somebody broke from them and said, we're going to make our own thing over here in the United States. And to be honest, we have Sephardic Jews in the Caribbean. We know the history of that. We know they mix with African people. We know all of this. But you're talking about well past 100 some years of any of their descendants ever being taken in the slave trade. So I did math on it. The chances of them being over here in America is less than 1%. Because it wasn't like just millions of them left from over there anyway. So, you know, you take all of that and then you got everybody putting bits and pieces on it. And then they come up with this 12 tribes chart. I see my brother Jeremiah on there. And I'm glad he didn't come out with that night I had the debate, because I had something for the 12 tribes chart, right? The 12 tribes chart is impossible to be accurate. And I'm gonna tell you this, and then I'll hand it to whoever wants to step up next on it, right? This is the reason being. When you talk about the tribes of Israel, nowhere did it say that they would relocate from anywhere in the what we call now modern day Middle East, as we call it now. There's no scripture that says that they would leave the Middle East. All 12 tribes would leave the Middle East and relocate to Africa, specifically West and Central Africa. And then they will be scattered from there. There's no scripture for that. And the Bible said that God does nothing except he first reveal it to his servants, the prophets. So right now we know that alone eliminates it biblically, because whenever God talks about the scattering, God never told them that they'd be regathered in Africa and then scattered again in the United States or these other British territories and then scattered again. It doesn't work like that. Not only that, we would also have to deal with this in order to establish what tribe you will come from in this sense. We would also have to come to this point, JJ 7000. They established what tribe they were, right? In the Bible, they did this by their fathers, right? This is well known. Everybody claimed who they were by their father's house. In order for that chart to even make any type of sense, I would have to ask, what father did you declare your pedigree from? Because if you're going to say that the Levites are the Haitians, who's the father who declared, I'm Levi? And then in the slave trade, they came and got all these people from same regions and then split them up and took them all over the place. And now you're claiming that you are a tribe based on a area that you in versus a genealogy that you come from. So are you saying that these Europeans that went over into Africa, they said, oh, this is a Haitian, he's really Benjamin, he needs to go on this ship, Oh, that's Ephraim. He needs to go on this ship. That didn't happen. They just ran in there, grabbed who they was going to grab, put them on ships. You had same people going in the same places and different places. So, I mean, if you really just use the logic to it, it's crazy.
Carlos.
Yes, sir.
That's not how that works, bro.
That is how it works, my brother.
No, it's not in regards to how do you identify the tribes. They grab this one from this tribe. That ain't how it works. You're misrepresenting the information. That's not how that works, right?
Hold on. I want you to talk, but I want you to understand what I was saying. In order for you to know who was who, that means that when the Europeans went in there, they would say the tribe of Levi is going to Haiti. Ephraim is going to Puerto Rico. How did the Europeans know who was who?
That it wasn't that the Europeans knew who was who. That's not how you reverse engineer things, Carlos. All right. It's not, oh, they knew exactly who what tribe was what. We're gonna take these tribes. What you're doing is misrepresenting the information. Right? The way you identify these people is based upon anthropology, what I have repeatedly said, which is the study of culture, which is the study of language, which is the study of religion, which is the study of archaeology, bro. It's not the way you saying it. You're misrepresenting and you're in a ball of confusion on your own, because that's not what we teach. That's not how we teach. The 12 tribes were identified based upon the white man said went and got Levi and went and got Naphtali and said, Naphtali, we taking Naphtali over here. That's not how we do that, bro.
That's the only way you can do that.
No, it's not.
And Jeremy, I like to jump into.
That's the only way you can do that.
They made so many different fallacious claims. I want to talk about. They say Don Bird say, "Oh well, we don't have a pipeline to trace the children of Israel after the first century." Okay,
Pro Rizzo.
for me, Perizzo, we've been through this so many different times. Okay, in the first century, we do have Titus. It's recorded. He took over 80,000 Jews into Spain and Portugal in the first century. Did you guys know this? How many of you guys knew this? We're saying, as Don's saying, well, we can't trace the children of Israel, right? Well, what do you do when we show you the history that Titus took 80,000 Jews and placed them in Spain and Portugal? And when you get to Spain and Portugal, there were Jews already there in Spain and Portugal. What the history shows from this book called Jews and Moors in Spain, that when Titus took 80,000 Jews into Spain and Portugal, they were quickly redeemed by Judah, who was in Spain and Portugal before they got there. Judah was there during the time period of Solomon.
If you're making that argument, Wiggins,
hold on, bro.
If you're making that argument, Wiggins, you just defeated the whole thing that you was trying to deal with.
No one cut y'all off. Let me get you. I keep telling y'all this over and over. Y'all keep coming up here making these weird, ridiculous.
But you just slapped yourself in the face with what you just read to us.
Well, hold on.
You just told us those people was redeemed out of Spain and Portugal. That's what you just said.
From their brethren, from Judah.
Yeah.
Judah redeemed them. Okay,
that means what? What does that mean?
Well, I just told you. You tell me what it.
No, you didn't tell us what it meant. You made an assertion.
Down Bird, be quiet. Let me get you.
Do you know what redeem means? No, I'm not going to be quiet.
Yes,
Do you know what redeem means?
Be quiet, bro.
That means to purchase out of the slavery.
Oh.
Can I get to my point?
That means to purchase out of the slavery.
Wait, hold on.
Hello.
Let him finish. Yeah, let him finish.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you.
Because if I decide to get disrespectful with them, the show would end, and you all know it. But I'm not going to do that. Okay,
yeah,
so
please,
let's go.
Please, everybody, be respectful. Thank you.
Thank you. Let's not twist it that way, Don, just because you want to just do what you're doing. Again, I'm showing you historical records show that the Jews were in Spain and Portugal, right? And then we're dealing with the Spanish Inquisition. All scholars agree that Judah is the ones that was kicked out of Spain and Portugal. When you talk about the Spanish Inquisition and the Alhambra Edict, there's no scholar that would disagree. This is referring to Judah, right? The Spanish Inquisition. I want to bring a prophecy to with Obadiah chapter 1 and 20. It talks about the captivity of Judah going into Sephard, and what we know Sephard today to be Spain Obadiah was written before Titus took 80,000 Jews captive into Safar, into modern day Spain. Okay, so we got history here showing that Judah from the first century was up into Spain right here, all the way up until the 1500s, until they were cast out of Spain and Portugal. And I want to bring this part out because Moses said in Deuteronomy 28, verse 41, that your sons and your daughters would be taken from you and given to another people. It was right here at this time. I mean, this is a awful time in history. If you go back and you look at who the Roman Catholic Church authorized to be hunted down, it was Judah. Can you imagine? The history says this, that while they were in their houses, while they were asleep, the authorities came in and snatched their children out from there. Can you imagine you in your house and all of a sudden the authorities come in the name of the Catholic, Roman Catholic Church and snatch your children? The history shows that not only did they snatch them out of their parents' home, snatch them away from their parents, but they baptized them, forced them to become Catholic Christians, and then they sent them to the island of Santo Tomé, Guinea, right where the slave trade took place. Now, Moses said your sons and daughters would be taken. History shows that when their sons and daughters were taken, the parents was in distraught. They many of them killed themselves. They was trying to
Right.
kill their children so that their children would not be taken by the Roman Catholic Church into slavery. Now we here in the 1500s at this time seeing the curse of Judah, the curse of Moses in Deuteronomy 28 upon the bloodline of Judah. Your sons and your daughters taken from you, and they was placed on the west coast of Africa to be slaves. And from there, they were brought into the Americas. This is what the history shows as we talk about the Lancados and the Landinos, Landino.
Hey, Wiggins, if I could say something right there on
Yeah, jump in.
Landino,
Yeah.
because these brothers, and listen, man, I'm ignorant of how to put a transmission on a car or how to put a new bathroom in, something that Pro Rizzo's are efficient in, right? So I'm ignorant of how to do that, right? So these brothers are ignorant because they have not done the research. Now I'm going to show you that they don't know nothing about this history. Can you share my screen? Can you share my screen real quick? All right. Now this was the book that.
Yeah, man, make sure you close off on this because we didn't get a chance that we see the curses on Judah, Israel after the first century. You feel what I'm saying? That part is
you don't want
that part we're saying. Yeah, that's where we are right now because what I just laid to you, the pipeline, you all say that we can't find the children of Israel from the first century. We don't know where they are. That's a lie. I just showed you. Titus took 80,000. That's one of the arguments Don Berg made. And then I showed you that their sons and their daughters. It was
That's not my argument.
According to Moses in Deuteronomy 28:41. If the curses ended in the first century, why are the sons and daughters from Israel being taken as slaves in the 1500s? Somebody got to
we have an answer. Let's don't answer that one right now. Let's don't answer that right now. Let him unload his shelf.
Look, check this out, right? So, Carlos, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Have you ever read this book that's on the screen? New Voyages to Italy. All right, cool. What about this book, The History of the Jews in the 15th Century?
No.
Okay. What about this one, 100 Amazing Facts About the Negro?
No.
All right. What about this book, Jews and Moors in Spain?
No. Familiar with the history, though. I haven't read the book.
What about the American being the latest and most accurate depiction of the New World? Have you read this book?
No.
Okay. What about this one? Portuguese exploration of the West and formation of Brazil, 1550 to 1800s.
No.
Right. What about the account of the origins of the slave trade? Have you read this book?
No.
Right. What about this book, The Black Image in the White Mind?
No.
1870 to 1914.
No.
So what's amazing to me is, right, Pro Rizzo, have you read any of those books, Pro Rizzo?
Nope. Are those anthropological books?
Yes, they are.
Yep. Not interested in anthropology at
Okay.
all.
So as everybody can see, these brothers ain't never read these books. So how do you sit up and say, nobody can trace, can you show me this? Nobody can trace Israelites or Jews going into Africa, and nobody can trace Jews going into America. Nobody can trace this. You brothers have not read and did the research required to come to the fullness of the understanding. Why? Because your teachers have convinced you that it's not necessary to know these things. So when you're getting into these conversations concerning history, which I love, right? Getting into anthropology, which I love, right? This is the things that I study and I focus on, paralleling these things with the Bible and making the biblical historical connections. And now I'm getting into a position to argue with brothers who never read the information, never read and never did the research. When the information is presented, brothers like Pro Rizzo are going to say these things are irrelevant.
Okay, I would like to answer that. So here's my question to you about the 12 tribes chart. We know that
when did I mention the 12 tribe charts? Can you answer
well,
anything?
that's
Can you answer what I just stated? Can you address what I just stated?
yes, I can address that.
Thank you.
We know that some Israelites went into West Africa. We don't deny that, right? There's no denying that. Now, we also have the last rabbi of West Africa who happened to be a Sephardic Jew who does not look black. That's the last known rabbi of West Africa who came from up north, had somebody from a rabbi from Amsterdam come down to make sure that all his books are straight, went over to Israel, studied in the school and taught. And that's in Timbuktu. So what we need to be careful about is saying that everybody in West Africa was black, because they were not. And did we have some mixing going on? Yes, we do. We have them mixing with African women.
Carlos, this is not.
Hold on. I
just wanted to address that real. This is not about mixing, Carlos.
Okay.
This is about two separate groups. One group that's white claiming to be Jews, and the real Jews, which are black, Carlos.
Okay, that's
the issue, not what you're saying. I'm mixing.
So here's the issue with that. The term black was being used of Mediterranean people that were darker than the Northern Europeans, but they made a distinction. Even the Sephardic Jews made from Spain and Portugal made a distinction between them and what they called Negroes that were from Africa, even to the places in the synagogues, and even when it came to burial sites. This is what people need to do deep research on and find out. So they still treated black people like second-class citizens. Now, I can say that safely because I come from those people, come from those Sephardic Jews. I know what I'm talking about. They still seen a difference between them and the Africans. Remember,
Carlos,
the black people, hold on, black, we did not call ourselves over here. Hold on, wait a minute. And I'm
You don't know no Sephardic Jew, Carlos. You don't know not one person.
Hold on, brother. That's my lineage.
Bro, you don't know those people, bro.
Hear me on.
Do you know any Sephardic Jews, bro?
Listen to what I'm telling you.
Just answer my question respectfully. Do you know any Sephardic Jew personally?
Do I know any personally? No, I do not.
Exactly, man.
Okay, but I know what my DNA says. So hear me out. Here's the issue.
Here's the number one issue. So you don't know. Here's
the issue. The issue is the term black was not being used in America until later on. We called out, they gave us the word Negro, color, Afro-American, black, African. We started using these terms later on, but before it was not ascribed to us. Black people in Africa did not call themselves black.
That's not true, Carlos.
Hold on, brother. Hold on. Black people, as we call them now in Africa, did not call themselves black. They called themselves by their tribes. There is no manifest over here. And if you go and do all of the history and research, it will tell you there's no manifest that any over here in the United States, Spanish Jews, even their descendants, were over here in the United States. It does document them in places like
You talking about the
Jamaica
slave
and
owners?
Brazil. Hold on, brother.
Are you talking about the slave
Jamaica.
owners?
Hold on. Wait a minute. Jamaica and Brazil and all these other places, because it was hundreds of years before the United States got involved in the transatlantic slave trade. So by that time, Jeremiah, any of their descendants would have been known as Afro-Caribbean, Brazil, Jamaica, St. Thomas, and all those places. The problem is you can't make everybody black come from the same place, because there's black people that was from
You're not
all
making it
over
clear, Carlos.
that were in West Africa. So to say that in the United States, everybody that is black is an Israelite and are from the tribe of Judah is a major error. The linguistics doesn't, hold on, I'm a land, brother. I'm a land. Linguistically, it doesn't support it. The travel route doesn't support it. Most of them DNA doesn't support it. There's nothing there. Now, if you go to the Caribbeans, yes, you can find descendants. They were even known. They were called mulattoes. All of this is well known. So, and again, I'm gonna ask you one question, because this is where we started the show with. Can you show me in West Africa, since in Numbers 1 and 18, they declared their pedigree after their families and by their father's house, can you show me people with a 12 tribes chart before they ever came to America? That will settle the question.
The 12 tribe chart is in Genesis chapter 49.
Correct. Man, why we got to deal with the 12
Can you show me the 12 tribes chart in Africa?
Carlos, that is a ridiculous question, because
Elder Wilkins, that's part of the itinerary today. 12 tribes.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
I want to cook these boys with the history
that 12
and the
tribe
scriptures.
chart. Go ahead, Williams. Salakia.
The 12 tribes chart.
No, go ahead, Jeremiah. That's what y'all on. I'll listen. But when you come back to the history and the scriptures, let me finish cooking these boys.
So again, Carlos, you skimming over the fact that what you stated is not true. Nobody called themselves black into America, African American to America. No, listen, we got sources. Those books, about 7-8 books that I just showed you, that you and Pro Rizzo say y'all ain't never read and never seen, don't know nothing about, right? In those books, and Wiggins got the source. In those books and in our debate, Carlos, I showed you that those books cited those people as being black, Carlos.
And but did they call themselves black? That's what I'm saying.
Yes, bro. They called themselves Negro. All right. They took on the surname. What does Negro mean?
I have an objection. I have an objection for this.
Word that the Spanish.
What is the word? What is the word Negro? What is the word Negro mean?
It is a. Let's be clear on this. It is a Spanish word that means black, dark, or dark brown. Even when you go to Mexican restaurants or Spanish stores, they got beans that are called Negro.
That's right.
But black people, Africans did not call themselves that.
Bro, we're not African.
That to them.
We're not African, bro.
You come from Africa.
Let's make this clear. Hold on, bro. Everybody in Africa don't call themselves African. They don't. They say either I'm Nigerian, I'm Ethiopian, I'm Egyptian. They don't call themselves African. That was a name that was placed on the land, right?
So is the name Negro placed on the people. So is the name black placed on the people.
We have a source. Wiggins has a source right now, right? Where a brother took on the surname and named his children after Negro. That was their surname. Right? And you said, hold on, bro. Okay. This is in Spain. This is in Spain.
Yaya. He called himself Yaya.
Yeah, Yaya the Negro. Thank you.
Yes.
7,000. Exactly. Right. So we have these sources called. You say these people didn't call themselves black. They did, and their description. And I have the source that says they didn't mix with those European Jews. And if any of them did mix with the European Jews, they would be ousted out of the community for that.
And they had rank.
I vetted that source to get down to the bottom of it. And the reason being, Jeremiah, listen to this, because they practice endogamy. That means they only marry within themselves. That's the part that you're missing. See, When you're reading through the
No,
wrong
I
lens,
thought you said they mixed. I thought you said a bunch of mixing was
no,
going
when
on.
they when they went over to the islands, they started mixing because they didn't bring a bunch of Sephardic wives over there with them. They went over there and it was women. And when the women came, there was African, whatever, they mixed and had children. This is documented.
That's not true, Carlos.
That's absolutely
the
true.
Jews were kicked out of Spain.
Anybody can look this up.
Hold on, brother. The Jews was kicked out of Spain and Portugal, man, woman, and child. Carlos, what the hell are you talking about? What are you really talking about here, brother?
Listen, I'm talking about real history.
Hold on.
Real
Was man, woman, and child kicked out of Spain and Portugal? Yes or no?
Yes.
All right, then. So why are you talking about they went over to Africa and it wasn't that many white? That's
no, listen to what I said. I said when they went to the island. No, listen to what I said.
Listen, I'm going to get out the
way. Hold on, let me get it in, Lo.
I'm going to get out the way. The history you talking about, Carlos, are white European Jews. Okay? White European Jews were not kicked out of Spain and Portugal, Carlos.
Yes, they were.
That's why they went into Jamaica as free men. They were free. White men went over there and was owning slaves and buying slave ships. We got the documentation, Carlos.
Slave ships.
Let me know when you land. Let me know when you land.
So I want you to understand you're misinterpreting. You are pro Rizzo, and I want that fade pro Rizzo, all right, on this same topic like you said, right? I want that fade, bro. So like what I'm saying to you, Carlos, is this.
Wu-Tang Clan debate.
These people, you're giving two histories. We're talking about black people, and you're talking about white people, Carlos.
Absolutely incorrect. Now let me respond.
What color was the Portuguese and Spanish Jews?
They were called dark.
All right, let the champion respond. Hall of Fame champion. Go ahead.
They were called dark. They were called black. They were called tawny. Right. These are words that they use. They were called dusky. All of these words, but they weren't called white? No, they were not white. There was no such thing as white Sephardic.
Is the original Israelites white?
Is the original Israelites, are they white? You hear me? That'll take us into a whole nother. I told
Let's
you
answer yes or no. Yes or no.
The answer is no, and they weren't black.
Oh, so now, hey Wiggins, you hear this, Wiggins?
That doesn't change anything because Israelites mixed with Europeans. You hear me? We got that all in the Bible. We have history of that. They got scattered into Europe. You hear me? Are you forgetting that? When they got defeated in 70 AD, where did they send them to? The Roman provinces, Europe. What
Spain
are we talking about?
We just said Spain and Portugal.
No. Wait a minute. Before they got wait a minute.
They went to Africa, though. I thought they went dispersed through Africa.
No, in the first century, Titus took them to Spain and Portugal.
Hold on, Wiggins.
Did you know that, JJ?
They sent them into the provinces of
JJ,
Europe.
did you know that?
They were under
in the
Roman.
First century.
They were slaves.
Hold on, Wiggins. You're going to go in right at him, right? You going to get it at, Yeah.
Thank you, sir. They were slaves, captured, triumphed by the Romans, and the Romans sent them through the European provinces. So we know they was there. We even know in the Bible it talks about Titus and Timothy. It talks about them having Greek fathers and Israelite mothers. That's why they had to be circumcised. Come on, man. Y'all playing with the wrong one.
All right, go ahead, Elder Wiggins. Get it in.
The original Greeks are black.
Hold on.
That's what you don't.
Hold on, champ. Go ahead, Elder.
Yeah, I just want to talk about, we have this, he wants to go somewhere else, but in the first century, we see Titus took 80,000 Jews into Spain and Portugal as slaves. And they were there up until the 1500s, this time period we're talking about, where Spain and Portugal had given the bloodline of David ibn Yahya, from the bloodline of David, of the tribe of Judah, the name Negro. It was a description. It was a royal bloodline. That's what we're saying. So we see Judah all the way there. Now go to Obadiah 1 and 20. Let me read to you Obadiah 1 and 20.
And let me give the real definition of that word.
This is also.
Hold up, champ. Let Elder get it in. Hold up.
Let's go.
This is also where we get into the Spanish Inquisition. Okay, that's what we come to. He's going to go somewhere over there. I can't remember exactly where in the Middle East over there, but we don't have any history where Jews were captive. Okay, Obadiah 1 and 20, and the captivity of the host of the children of Israel shall possess that of the Canaanites, even unto Zarephath. And the captivity of the children of Jerusalem, which is in Sephard, shall possess the cities of the south. Now, Obadiah wrote this before Titus took 80,000 Jews into modern day Spain and Portugal. Okay, which is where I'm saying Sephard is represented.
I want to respond
So,
to that.
okay. So go ahead, Carlos. What do you want to say? Do you want to say Sephard doesn't? Wait 1
Safard,
second.
Safard.
1 second.
In the Strong's H5614 is in a region of Assyria. Wrong answer. Study to show yourself approved. See how you killed yourself?
Jerusalem.
I want to interrupt for just a moment.
Hold on. If we're talking about Jerusalem, hold on.
Yeah, right after Wiggins, Proizo, you jump in.
Yeah, because we got to see the captivity. I'm proving to you the prophecy of when Obadiah was fulfilled. Okay, Obadiah said that Jerusalem
It's in
would be
Assyria,
taken captive
brother.
into Sephard. Hold on, bro. We don't have no history of this.
Yeah, because Don is next.
Yeah, we don't have no history. Yeah, so I'm landing right here. So again, when he just said that, there's no history that Judah was taken captive into Assyria after the time period. We're saying Obadiah is speaking in Obadiah 1 and 20. We're saying the historical records show that Obadiah 1 and 20 was fulfilled during the time period of Spain and Portugal. He claims he's from Sephard. This brother claims he's from the tribe of Judah. Sephardic during this time period of Spain and Portugal is another term for Judah. Yehuda, not the colloquial terms we talk about today when we talk about Jews. See, today when you say Jew, today when you say Jew could mean you could be talking about the bloodline of Israel, or Jew could mean you could be talking about anybody who converted into Judah and began to keep the Torah. I mean, that's also a way that they think about the word Jew today. But in this time period that we're talking about, Jew represented Judah, Yehuda, Sephardic. And I'm saying that we got the Sephardic Jews in Spain and Portugal according to the prophecy. We got it according to the history. They're called Black Negroes. Carlos is claiming that he's a part of these Jews, but when he showed the pigmentation of the people he really a part of, it's pale skin, olive skin, light skin, tan people. Now, in my view, the Bible says in Revelation chapter 3, the synagogue of Satan, you got 2 verses. He says, I know them who say they are Jews, but they do lie. That means there's a group of people on the planet today, because Jesus hasn't come back, the 7 churches are still here. And because the 7 churches are still here, these people are still here too, who lie and say that they are Jews, but they are not Jews. The scriptures say they from the synagogue of Satan. Here's where I'm landing, JJ. There's only one group of people in the whole wide world today that worship in synagogues. There's only one group, and Carlos is claiming to be descendants of these white people who claim to be Jews and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan. That's who he claimed to be. He don't claim to be the Jews who went in. I'm landing right here. He don't claim to be the Jews who went into captivity. The Negroes who went into captivity. I'm done.
Right.
You was done before you started. That was raggedy.
Elder Carlos, it's your partner's turn. Go ahead, Professor Proizo 1, and then Harwin. We're gonna let you introduce yourself, and then we're gonna get back to Jeremiah after that. Wait, is Jeremiah next? Or
all right.
No,
So
Carlos is next. No. Jeremiah and then Carlos, because it's like teams. All right, go ahead.
all right. So as far as this whole back and forth about white Jews, white people, black people, it's really irrelevant and moot to the entire subject. Y'all want to address the idea of William C. Saunders. You won't touch Frank S. Cherry. You avoid it. You evade it. Every time I bring this up, I notice y'all evade it, you avoid it, and you won't even talk about it. And for good reason. You shouldn't talk about it. Because if you do, Therein lies the trap and the trick bag. You know, these guys practice Judaism. They believed in keeping the same feast days and ordinances that the Jews believe in to
What
this
does
day. They went on to start churches. Basically, they were Christian Hebrew Israelites that followed Judaism as their practice. Do y'all know anything about the 7 keys? This is the reason why most of the camps still follow the dietary law to this day. Behind that, right there,
Teach,
those two
Professor.
brothers. But y'all avoid it like the plague, and I don't blame you. I would too. I wouldn't even want to look at it. So let's go backwards a little bit. 1300 AD, 1300 years after the wars, Flavius Josephus, the only reliable historian, he says almost 1 million Jews were slaughtered right there in that war. Some kind of way, from that point, you got all these Jews all over West Africa, Spain, Portugal, San Tome, Sierra de Leone. That's what, 52, 54 countries in Africa. Here's a question. Which one of these countries had slave owners, that were slave owners of Jews? Nobody never says. A lot of assertions, but never getting the evidence.
Different angle.
Where's the records? Where's the records of these Jews? Yep, we got about 500 Jews here from this tribe. Where's the social moral of that day? Why can't we get into that evidence? If you want to talk about anthropology, you know, you need that. But there's a weakness in anthropology. Subjectivity. If you're not standing right there looking and observing these people's practices, if you're not right there looking and spending countless days and hours, even a year, 2 or 3, or even 5 years, you need to be gone for a while. You need to watch these people's practices. But we don't do that, do we? Not in America, we don't. We just make claims. We have zero empirical data, none. Zip, nada. Therefore, I be begging y'all, where's the bridge between 1300 AD going back to 70 CE? And you know what I get for an answer?
1 minute remaining.
The 1 minute remaining, right? Because that's what's going to happen if I put you on a clock and told you to give me the answer to that question. You couldn't do it. None of y'all can do it. Not a single brother in America can do it. And the reason why you can't do it is because you do not yourself go and study. I don't need to study anthropology. It has so many holes and flaws and weaknesses. If you don't go study it yourself, if you don't see it for yourself, firsthand witness, you are wasting your time. And the people that are writing these books that you mentioned, did they go see it for themselves? Are they firsthand witnesses? Y'all never talk about that. There's holes in that whole argument. And every time I challenge y'all to bring the evidence, you don't do it. Instead, you revert to talking about black and white.
15 seconds. Go ahead, Don. You should have 15 seconds, family. Unless you want to land your plane. All right, real quick before Jeremiah. Okay, well, Harvard fell off. All right, so go ahead, Jeremiah. Please say the yacht.
No, I'm
respond to that.
Oh,
You next, and then Carlos
you know what's crazy, right? I want to turn my screen on.
I'm here though, bro. I ain't fall off this hard.
Hold on, Jeremiah. Let the brother come on. What you think about this conversation? Being that you are a neutral person in this, I mean, do you have any information on this? Being that Nuwabi and study everything. Go ahead, Aki.
Yeah, I ain't hear everything because I kept getting dropped off. But I heard somebody talk about Sephardic Jews being from the tribe of Judah, and I heard someone say that they weren't white. Okay, so let's just say they weren't white, right? You do know they had a hand in the transatlantic slave trade, right?
Yeah, the white ones.
But I thought they weren't white.
The converts. Not
No,
the black ones. The black ones being sold.
There were white Jews. There were 2 types of Jews in Spain and Portugal. One
I'm
white.
aware. No. Wait a minute. Somebody said that they were not white.
Some of them were converts. All right, go ahead.
I agree. What I'm asking is, somebody said that they weren't white.
Yeah, they wasn't white. The ones we're talking about were the ones that was expelled. The ones that was expelled were blacks.
Out of the
That's the ones
phase.
that
Yeah,
he's
get
saying.
out and lay down.
That's the ones
Selling
that
their
he's
kids to
saying
San
were
Tome.
not white.
These are the ones
The
we
ones
talking
that
about.
was expelled are the ones that he said are not white, brother.
Oh, I mean, what I heard was someone asked him were they white or not, and he didn't explain that deeply. Maybe he did when I fell off, but what I heard him say when someone asked him specifically, were there some white ones? He said no.
Yes, what he's in reference to were authentic. Are the authentic Jews white or black? They are black, the authentic Jews. The converts, the European Jews, are the ones that had the hand in the transatlantic slave trade. The white
Right,
Jews, brother.
right.
Yeah, I can't see no black ones selling no ships, selling the people off. Harwin, what you think about that? And then we gonna move on to let these brothers get
Uh,
it battled in. Harwin, you sit back and listen.
Yeah, I
And like I
I
said,
want to
just
yeah,
show this source real. I want to show this source real quick, man.
Yeah,
yeah,
okay, yeah,
I
yeah,
we'll
yeah,
do
yeah,
that.
yeah. What's going on, y'all? What's going on, man? I'm for the
I see
smoke.
you,
What's up?
Mahar. We're gonna get you in order. We're gonna get you in order. You gonna go after Silk.
yeah,
Yeah.
I love to see the source that showed which specific families was trading people into slavery that we know which ones were black and white. That'd be
Are y'all
dope.
still talking about this debate?
No,
Yeah,
we more talking about the 12 tribes and just anything about different doctrines as far as Hebrew versus Christian uh, way of looking at it. The debate is really like behind us on that. But, maybe these brothers can figure out a different debate for the title. You know what I mean?
I want
Who's
everybody.
But
debating?
yeah,
Can
Who's
everybody see my?
debating?
Nobody's debating Maharakah.
debate.
Can everybody see my book? Can everybody see this book?
Yeah, go ahead, family. It's kind of you got that background on, so it's blurring, family.
Yeah, you're gonna take that background on.
Take the background
Can
on.
you see it? Can you see it
If
now?
not, just read for me, then we go from there. We see
I
you
just
got the
want you
book.
to see. Can you see this black man right here?
That's a black man.
All right. So this book is the book Oluda Equiano, the life of Oluda Equiano.
Yeah, I
He's
know
from
about him.
he's from the Igbo tribe. All right. And his family got caught up in the transatlantic slave trade when he was uh, uh, 12 years old, right?
Tell him the
That's right.
language he was speaking when he came and met the Europeans.
Right. He was speaking a form of Hebrew, right?
What form is that?
Uh, what form is that?
Yes,
Paleo.
sir.
Paleo.
He was speaking Paleo Hebrew.
Yeah. So,
Hey, I'll put that in the back chat for me. I study Equiano a lot. Could you put that in the back chat for me? Show me that.
yeah. No
Yeah, it's
worries.
documented, Harwin, though. That is documented. Unless you can say find something that
No,
say
when
it
I
never
thought he
happened. But
spoke
yeah, that's
Arabic.
documented.
I thought he
I'm not
spoke
saying
Arabic.
I'm not saying it did or didn't happen. What
Who
I'm
said
saying
that?
is I would love to see.
Okay, Lothar
That
spoke
would,
Arabic. No. The story said that
It's not
when
Arabic, a
they
form
seen
of
him, this
Hebrew.
brother came over here. Hold up, real quick. This brother came over here, wherever the heck he went, and he was speaking Hebrew. That's what I read in my studies. Maybe I missed something, but maybe he know
yeah,
both languages, Arabic and Hebrew. We don't know.
yeah, I'd
I
love to
mean,
see
I
the
never
word.
heard Arabic.
I want to read this information if I could real quick because Pro
Uh,
Rizzo was asking a question. He want to see some kind of connection, right? 7,000.
All right, so after that, then Carlos go, and then Silk go, and then Maharka, and then back to Don. No, back to Elder Wiggins.
All right, so
Yeah.
this is the narrative life of Oluda Equiano, meaning this is a primary source, eyewitness account. Okay, let's make that clear, right? He talks about his childhood. He said here, he says, we practice circumcision like the Jews, and we made offerings of feast on the occasion in the same manner that they did. Like them also, our children were named from some event, some circumstances, and at the time of their birth, I was named Oluda, which in our language signifies virtue and fortune, right? It also goes on to say in page 25, it says here, I have before remarked that the narrative of this part of Africa, right? This part of Africa are extremely clean. This necessity or habit of decency was with us as a part of our religion. Therefore, we had many purifications and washings, indeed, almost as many as used the same occasion, right? So when you go into the book of Leviticus, it speaks about our purification rituals that the children of Israel practiced, right? It says here, if my recollection does not fail me, as the Jews, those that touched the dead at any time were obligated to wash and purify themselves before they could enter a dwelling house. Every woman, too, at certain times during menstruation was forbidden to come in a dwelling house or touch any person at any time. These are Israelite practices, man. This is a direct connection. You asking for a West African connection in Oluda Equiano, which is a primary source, eyewitness, a person that was there. Right, Carlos? Talking about paralleling his ancestral practices with those of the Jews. Right? And we can go right in the Torah and make those parallels. So please, man, I showed that
1
you
minute
brothers.
remaining. 1 minute remaining.
I showed that you brothers don't read these historical books at all. Y'all don't know nothing about
Don't
it.
read it.
But you standing up here arguing against history itself when history is readily available for you to simply just go read it, bro. But you refuse to read it because the Hebrew Israelites are the one that's bringing forth this information, and God didn't give it to you so you could bring it forth. I yield.
All right. And listen, when I'm doing my ad libs, I do it for each and every one of y'all. I'm just a host. You know what I'm saying? When I do the ad libs, it makes the person who's presenting like, oh, okay, yeah, I'm getting it in. And you really are. Okay. So I'm non-biased in this. But if I was to debate this, I would pick a side. All right, so we got Silk, the shocker in here, the Lions Den #1 contender. He didn't float it off, and he does other debates in different leagues and stuff. But this guy, he ran Celtic out the goddamn building. What you think about some of this information? What you think about you and I's upcoming debate? Just kind of keep it short and sweet, and then we're gonna work our after they get done. We're gonna work our preliminary in here. I can go ahead.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, appreciate the intro. Yeah, hey, I can't wait. Everybody been waiting on this one. This one gonna be this one for the ages right here, because they saying that, it got a lot in it, they student versus master, old generation versus new generation, old legend versus the new current legend. You know what I mean? It's going down. So
We debate league. We do what we do. Go ahead, sir. You get in the ring with the teacher.
you the legend and creator. I'm the future. You know what I mean? So we definitely getting it in. You the original goat. I'm the current goat. So yeah, we go.
Okay. Okay. What you know about this Hebrew Israelite stuff? If not, man, we fall back for a minute and learn some things.
I'm gonna let y'all do y'all thing. I mean, I could take some shots, but I'm gonna fall back.
We'll take a shot real quick. Just freedom of speech. What you got a shot to say? Go ahead.
Okay, I bet. Do the Hebrews really believe in that they had the first language?
Who told you that?
Their language was passed down to them from Eber which is the great grandson of Shem, which is the
Oh my
son.
god! And then you read it. Then you bring up Eber. Ah,
Uh-oh.
do you
Uh-oh.
know the origin? Do you know where the Eber is coming from? You know who Eber is? What exactly are the Eber?
Phil.
Yes, Eber is the Hebrew word for Hebrew.
Eber is the Hebrew. Eber is the Hebrew
My
word for
bar.
Hebrew. Okay. So
Yeah,
you
that's
know
what he
what?
said.
I'm gonna let it ride. But so still the first language, and you're the Hebrew language, and you brought up Paleo Hebrew. That's only like what 1100 BC. 1200 BC, even if you want to get y'all a stele, maybe 1300 BC, but still, it's a buku amount of languages that come before Hebrew.
Yeah, it comes out of the ancient Samaritans cuneiform of their language is actually Hebrew. All right,
HOF. Peace,
that's a
champ.
whole that's a whole other.
But didn't don't y'all come? You come after the Phoenician language. If you, it's the Phoenician first, and then Hebrew.
The Phoenician language is Hebrew, bro.
The Phoenician language is the Phoenicians are older than the Hebrews.
Yes, but
Uh-oh.
our father
serious?
Jacob, hold on, brother. Our father Jacob had a father named Isaac, who had a father named Abraham, who's older than the Phoenicians. All right. So the language was in existence back then.
Who had a
Older
father
than
named T-Rock.
like you keep on going back every time you keep on going back and further back. So is it the first language? Yes or no?
Yes.
And then you're saying it's the first Asiatic language. You're not even speaking.
Do you believe the Samaritan the ancient Samaritans are the have the oldest language?
Sumerian.
Samaria.
Sumerian. Yeah.
Yeah. I thought it started in Egypt. I mean, it's out of Africa
Yeah,
first.
I'm speaking of ancient Sumer. Are you familiar?
Yes.
All right, then. Do you agree they had the first language?
The first language is what is hieroglyphs cuneiform. But it's still glyphs though, right? It's still hieroglyphs. It's Egyptian first.
Glyphs. Yes, it's glyphs. Yes.
Well, Egyptian's the first language.
No, Egypt is not that. What is Egypt's original name?
Kemet.
And where did Kemet come from?
The Egyptians.
Yeah, but what was their name before Kemet, though? They had a name before Kemet. They had a father that started Kemet.
You want tribal names? What you gonna go? Narma, Alibu, the Rebu?
The father of the Egyptians, his name is Mithraim.
Go
The
ahead,
father
Phil.
of the like what? Okay, so the father of the Egyptians is
Do you know the
You're going
father
up
of
against a
the
Hall of Famer, Silver. Just letting you
do you
know.
know
But
who
go
the
ahead,
father
Phil.
of the Ethiopians? Hey, brother, do you know who the father of the Ethiopians are?
The father of the Ethiopians. What language? What is Ethiopian? What is that? That's in Greek, right?
That's a Greek.
So,
That's a Greek
so
word.
who's the father of them then? Tell me. Yeah, keep going.
They are the Cushites. Do you agree with that?
The Cushites. I mean, if you're gonna stay in the biblical, I guess. Yeah, if you want to go there.
Yes, the ancient Cush is the son of Ham.
So hold on. So now the
Mithraim
Hebrews.
is the brother.
Hold on.
Mithraim is the brother of Cush, bro.
So the Hebrews are Ethiopians now, or brothers of Ethiopia.
Hey, brother, I didn't say that, did I?
Well, what did they break it down then?
Hey, brother, that's a whole nother show, man. Hey, 7,000. Can
All
we get
right,
back
all
to
right. So, hey, listen. We got a feature show. We got an up and coming goat coming up against a Hall of Famer. Like I say, Wu-Tang ain't nothing to build. Ain't nothing to mess with. Wu-Tang Clan Debate League coming soon. You know what I'm saying? Just what we do at the Lions Den and tour nights. Hey, Source Debate League, FOPE. Hey, Natalie, the rest of the crew, whoever else I left out. Hey, let's keep going. And Clem, I'm gonna
You
jump
went
off
from
on my computer.
Hebrews, you went from
I'm gonna
Sumer
jump off
to
on my computer,
Ethiopia.
y'all. So Somebody moderate till I get back.
You went from Sumer to Ethiopia, bruh.
Hey brother,
So
brother, we're not gonna let you hijack this show, bro. Hey Carlos, you there?
No, he's good. He's good. Let him ride. Y'all
Hey,
good.
hey,
no,
hey,
I'm gonna. You know what? I'll fall back.
No, no,
I'm gonna
no,
say
no,
y'all
no, brother.
got
Go
it.
ahead. Go ahead, brother.
Yeah, because
I'm
I
not
would
going to interrupt
definitely,
him. He's good. I'm listening.
yeah, I would definitely ready to get back
hey,
to.
Maharaka, you there? Go
Yeah,
ahead,
I'm
He don't
here.
want
Wiggins.
to talk to me no
Go
more.
ahead, go ahead, Wiggins.
Yeah, I want to get back to
I'm
No,
here.
no,
Spain,
Don't
hold
you
on,
Portugal.
you
hold
don't
on.
hear me?
This is
If the
important.
one brother's silk, if the one brother is
I ain't
done,
here.
I'll
Y'all
step
can't
up.
hear
But
me?
that brother right there is, I was going to let him stay right where he was at.
Yeah, but let's get back to Spain and Portugal.
Yo,
No,
I,
no, no. Wait a minute.
yo,
Why
yo,
you
yo,
won't
yo,
let the
yo,
brother
yo,
finish
yo,
doing his
yo,
job?
yo, hold up, yo. He said I was gonna go
what's it?
before Wiggins.
Okay, go ahead, Marco.
Yeah, I still got a show to do so I can address Carlos lie on me and Don Balaku lying and setting a standard on Jeremiah's debate title like we ignorant and can't read. Keep talking about he set the deck trying to say, oh, you gotta show all of this, you gotta show all of that. That's not the title debate, man. And I know I'm not the smartest Negro on the planet Earth, but I know I can read. I know I can read, bro. You know what I'm saying? I just finished with my master's, man. I'm about to go back to school for another degree. And I gotta do a lot of reading. I gotta do a lot of reading, man. And I noticed the damn title said, did all all the curses of Deuteronomy 28 ended? That means final conclusion. It's a wrap, it's over. In 70 AD, the year 70 AD, or you want to say the first century, which Carlos, you did not prove at all. And Don did not address it when I'm listening to the extended debate, when he's trying to justify his judgment and trying to put Jeremiah to do all this extra. Oh, where was this tribe or that tribe and all these people? The debate title was simply, did it end it in 70 AD
Right.
and include the transatlantic slave trade? That's it. Include transatlantic slave trade. Was Jews included in the transatlantic slave trade? Layman's terms. Yes. Did it say you had to prove all the 12 tribes by name into the transatlantic slave trade? If you are a judge, you're supposed to be judging the debate title. You don't supposed to be making an inference in somebody's how they supposed to prove their argument when it's written already in the title.
Right.
He said this in his opening. He said it in his judgment. Then he went further on and said it when they was going back and forth at the post debate. So you stacking the deck for him, and then you sitting there talking about Carlos prove his argument because he went to Lamentation, Zechariah. He quoted Deuteronomy 28:68, and it said, well, that was in Josephus in Egypt and the whole nine. Let's say that's fine. If you did all of that, and that's fine, and you trying to and that's fine, right? You say that, right? But you still lose your argument because you did not prove that the curses ended in 70 AD. You cannot win showing no curse fulfillment before 70 AD, and it didn't end in 70 AD or the first century. And Carlos did not address that. I'm listening to him. And I got the transcripts. I'm about to do a video on it. I got even Black Jesus transcript. And Black Jesus said Jeremiah won the fight. He gave it to Jeremiah. So Black Jesus has been debating for a long time. I mean, he's a credible poor person that will say who won or who lost. I will say he runs a debate league, right? So I'm going to address Carlos because he lied and said I changed the title when I did my review, which is a lie. Basically calling me a liar. Well, I got the facts and the proof that I didn't do it, and I'm going to make sure I address that because I'm not going to let nobody lie on me. You understand? If you're going to accept one debate review chat GPT,
right? And you won off performance, then why off the same title, then why you can't accept the proposition off the same title? You lose because you did not prove your point. And that's the point. That's the point. You did not, the brother, and I don't have nothing personal. Catch him, oh, you so invested in this because you know why niggas got me in this debate world. And if I see you Negroes being disingenuous and in this debate shit, I'm telling you right now, just like I go at Israelites or Hebrew Israelites in regular teaching the scripts and all type of shit, and you niggas is lying, I'm going to blast you, bro. I'm going to expose you. I'm gonna tell you right now. I don't care who you are. I don't care who you are, because you're a liar. And Don is a liar. And Carlos gonna take the win because he was so starving. And not gonna be real and honest and say, yeah, man, I didn't prove my proposition. I'm gonna try to force Galatians, the curse that direct link scripture to Deuteronomy about the man hanging on the tree, and you're gonna make that in your mind be the curses of Deuteronomy 28 and Leviticus 26 is wow. When Luke 21 end the whole thing. Luke 21 kills your argument. There's no way around it. You can't get around it. And if the curse of Deuteronomy 28 happened, ended in 70 AD, why the hell did they go in captivity? Why is they being scattered? Why is the Gentiles ruling over them to the end of the Gentiles' rule? When is the end of the Gentiles' rule? Wait, is that when the Messiah returns and reestablishes dominion and kingdom on the earth and restore the children of Israel? The children are going to be regathered. Ezekiel the 37th chapter. They're going to be regathered from they call it outcasts. They're all over the planet Earth. So how can somebody possibly judge a title like that and make the person win? And you're supposed to debate the title. Now, if you want to add performance and all this other crap and say, well, you know, based on performance and organization and how he sounded and all that stuff like that, even though he ain't prove his position, because he didn't prove it, the unbollicles know he didn't prove it. And if you don't know he didn't prove it, then you should never judge. No debate at all. None. Because you would never judge a debate for me. I don't have no respect for you at all when it comes to your judgment, my man. Because that was an easy thing to judge. Easy to judge. You wanted Jeremiah to lose, and you made him lose. Jeremiah proved his point by default when Carlos could not go beyond, when Carlos was stuck at 70 AD. When he could not prove his 70 AD proposition, he was done in the water right there. The only thing he could have done is disprove the transatlantic slave trade, and then that wouldn't help him anyway because Jeremiah still beat him. He would still want.
All right, well, it's my turn to talk now, my brother.
There's no time limit. I know it's a time limit.
Yeah. JJ.
I know it's a time limit, but you ain't got to cut me off because I'm shooting at you.
I'm about
to land right now. Carlos.
I mean, you can ask anybody.
Carlos. You can talk,
Carlos. I'm behind.
No,
I'm behind my horror car.
Okay.
Carlos. No,
30 seconds. Once again, people like to say people is not intelligent, they're illiterate, and the whole nine. But I don't think, and this is not a shot at everybody over here, but Carlos don't got degrees that I have. Okay? That's a fact, right? And I know damn well I can read very well. And I know damn well I can hear. And I know damn well what I heard when I heard with Don. Hey, man, don't tell me I'm about to land like you the only one pushing. You ain't told nobody else to stop. You want to listen to the other dude go back and forth with Jeremiah. So you hate Jeremiah so much. You love when a nigga get at Jeremiah. You ain't say, hey, let me talk, man.
Everybody's
my
been
show,
taking
whatever the
turns,
case is. I'm gonna land in 30 seconds. I'm gonna land in 30 seconds.
He gave us a time.
I'm gonna land in 30 seconds. I'm
you
gonna do my
need to go back a little bit more.
Carlos,
you might need to go back just a little bit. Go back just a little bit because you was making a point and I lost it.
No, listen, brother. I got to get out of here. I'm not going to sit here and just listen to a bunch of ranting.
You can always talk, bro. Why is you talking, bro? You wanted the other dude
now
to keep
Wiggins
talking
is telling you to keep on going.
But you wanted the other dude to keep talking against Jeremiah.
Yeah, I told
you was
him,
for
go
that.
ahead. because they was already
Now
engaged.
I'm on your grass and you want to rush
Oh,
me.
I can answer.
Carlos, you lost.
You're not on my grass.
You did not prove your argument. That's the point. You did not prove that the curse of Deuteronomy, Leviticus 26, ended in 70 AD in the first century. That's just the fact. And if anybody on here, and when I'm about to close, if anybody on here is disingenuous and don't have no integrity, and y'all not going to tell him based off your proposition, you lost, then you upholding a lie.
Okay, so let me say this because I got to get ready to go. I told JJ this. I only had so much time, and I'm not going to spend a lot of time with it. I won. Regardless of how it was done, I won. That's the end of it. There's no sense of being butthurt about it and going on and on and on. I won, period. Now, let me go back and address, because I'm not going to waste my time with that. And Maharaka, your degrees has nothing to do with intelligence. Intelligence cannot be taught or bought. Let's make that clear. So
and you have neither. Let me
address Wiggins. Let me address Wiggins.
Wait,
no,
Carlos,
but I am
shouldn't be
anointed.
addressing it. It's really my time to talk.
Hold on.
Wait. It's my time to talk. I was supposed to go after Maharaka.
Exactly. It was Wiggins' time to talk.
No.
You see how you so
no.
Wait, hold on. Y'all can't
No.
trying to interrupt. It's actually his show, him and Parenzo. So
thank you.
He allowing y'all to speak, but y'all have to be respectful. You see the title is really their show. So please keep it respectful and limit it to him being able to answer y'all.
No, but JJ said I can go after Maharaka.
Don't try to pile up. Like, okay, let him respond to him, and then he come respond to y'all. Y'all can't.
Well, he did respond to me.
Okay.
He did respond to me. Now he want to respond to Wiggins. Wiggins didn't even say nothing.
Hold on, let him, because he only have limited time. He been saying that. So,
but I haven't said anything like so. But okay, well, go ahead.
It was my turn to talk, though. That's the thing about it. That was known before JJ. So anyway, degrees can't buy anointings. Anointings come from God. I'm a rest right there. Now, as far as Wiggins, I have proven 100% that you said that there's a prophecy about Spain, and I sit here and told you that is talking about a region in Assyria. Yet with that correct information, you continue to push your lie that is talking about Spain. Sephardic in that place is talking about Assyria. So that's wrong. And as far as Equiano, there's no history that said that he spoke Hebrew. It said he learned French and Spanish. No Hebrew. That's another push that they got up here and lied on. The whole basis is this. They don't have any proof of being Israel.
What about what else Equiano said that I read?
Why do y'all got to come off your mic? Thank you.
Came off your mic.
Yeah, I'm asking you what else about Equiano, bro?
It is my turn.
It was Wiggins' turn to talk.
It is my turn. You just got here. Now, there is no proof. He came up with that later on after reading the Bible and said, oh, there are some similarities. Like I said in the debate, similarities are not exact. They're similar Jordans, but they're not exact. That's the problem. Now, I'm going to get back with this because we're in, and I'll let Don Berg and other people. As far as the 12 tribes charts go, if I was to hop up and say, Michael Jordan is my dad, somebody would say, I don't believe it, prove it. But when it comes to these guys, they're going to make up things as they go and just claim that the Haitians, and I don't have nothing against people in Haiti, which is the voodoo capital of the world, these are the Levites. That is a blasphemy any way you look at it. Were the Levites perfect in the Bible? No. Did they do things that were wrong? Yes, just like all of the Israelites did. But to flat out and say that the voodoo capital of the whole world are the Levites is flat out blasphemy. You have no discernment. You can't discern between a devil and God because you don't have the Holy Spirit leading you. So you will call voodoo the Holy Spirit, which is blasphemous. Those of us who know anything about God and the leading of the Holy Spirit, we know the difference.
Nobody said voodoo is the Holy Spirit, bro.
Brother.
Stop the lies, bro.
Be
Liars.
quiet. when them demons, they got to manifest because they
But
get
you
hit.
are lying,
You're going to
Carlos.
take
Hey, bro, you
people-
lying, bro.
You're going to take people who practice voodoo and say, these are y'all priests. They're praying for you.
Well,
They're
Genesis
interceding for
49
you.
talks
They're
about
going
a
be
prophecy
quiet,
about
brothers.
Levi and
Listen,
Simeon,
tell y'all.
Negro.
I know the Holy Ghost is cutting y'all because a hit dog hollers. Be
Oh,
quiet.
that's what you was
Tell your
doing when I
demons-
was talking.
Mute your demons for a minute, brother. Whenever
should
you
have did
do
that when
stuff
I was
like
talking.
that, whenever you do stuff like that, and then say, "Oh, the Puerto Ricans, they Ephraim," which is crazy because Puerto Ricans, there's no such thing as Puerto Ricans as a particular race. They are a mixture of African and Spanish and European people. And when you go back and they do their DNA, it's all kind of different DNAs because they get all kind of different fathers. But this is Ephraim. And you're going to go by skin
You
color.
don't got no
Skin
history
color
on them.
cannot.
You don't got no history on the Puerto Ricans, nigga.
Skin
You
color.
If y'all don't mind, can I chime in on the Ephraim?
They really come from. It's just a shade. I think I'm saying this.
You can. That's the way.
Here's what I'm gonna say. They made up this chart. It was given to them by a man. This chart didn't exist in Africa. Nobody was claiming Benjamin. Nobody was claiming Ephraim. All of this stuff came about later, and they're pushing this falsehood onto people, and they're deceiving people. It is
Who's pushing
a shame.
it? Who's pushing it?
So anybody who believes in the chart is deceived. It's false.
But Christianity
Yeah.
have saved
Okay.
black
Okay.
people
Wait a minute,
in
Mahal.
America.
I'm gonna land, bro. I'm gonna land. I know you're getting cut. It's okay.
Ain't nobody
It's
getting
all
cut. You
falsehood.
just
And
the
I will
same
say the
little
same
refurbished
thing.
ass
I
Negro
will say the
that don't
same
believe the
thing.
Bible and hate
Hold
Hebrew
on, brother.
Israelites,
I'll be
but at
done.
the same
I
time
let you
want to
say
claim
what you
to
needed to
be
say,
a
brother.
Sephardic
Yeah,
Jew.
let him
Make
land.
up your mind.
Let him
Let me
land his
finish.
plane. Okay.
Let me finish. Anybody who is pushing this chart, there's people that are naive, and those are the people that I'm trying to speak to. People that are naive, that believe because somebody older told them that this was true, they went for it. But if you sit down and you start really examining, then you have to come to a conclusion. Who told these people what tribe they were? Nobody in Africa told them that. The Africans claimed a whole
We can
nother
answer that
tribe.
question.
And now all of a sudden, you are a different people once you go to a landmass. So
I hope
I
y'all
would
don't bring the
say-
Equiano.
I'll say this in our land. I would suppose that the European slave traders went over there and said, this group of black people, even though they look alike, that's Benjamin, or there was Puerto Ricans. That whole thing is just crazy. That's even more. The Indians, we're going to sign y'all to Gad. All of this is ridiculous. And they're claiming people. And the sad thing, and I'll say this because I lived in California, the Mexicans are Issachar. They're claiming people who really don't claim them. I grew up in California, and I'll tell you right now, you bet not tell a Mexican that they related to black people. They have a disdain for black people. I'm not
because
say
they
all
are the
of them,
children of
but
the
a bunch of them
Spaniard.
do. And
They're the
that's just
children
the
of the
truth of the
Spaniard.
matter. I'm done. Listen, my blessings to everybody. I gotta go because I told JJ 7000 I couldn't be on there all night. We should have got started a little bit earlier, but I'll just let Don Berg and the rest of the guests handle it. But blessings and peace to everybody.
Well,
I pray you have
Carlos,
a good night.
Carlos, you didn't prove that Judah was taken captive into Assyria. He said that Obadiah 1 and 20.
That was his way to
he
run
wanted
out,
to say that
niggas.
and get out of here. Yeah, he's weak.
He wanted to stay with it.
But,
hey, let me just say this, Wig. I'm gonna be quiet, Wigs. You know what makes me mad about niggas, man? This will make me mad about niggas, right? Because y'all love to quote Africa.
Yeah, professional
Africa have nations and tribes. Them niggas know they tribes. Ashantis, right? Fulanis,
Dogon,
Igbo. Name some other African nations, Nigerians, or all these different tribes, the pygmies. Why are the Africans, why is the African tribes have a name, and you can go to the regions where these different African tribes and people are located in that continent, right? But the children of Israel cannot keep their tribal name. They can't keep their tribal name and say, I'm from Ephraim, I'm from this, I'm from that. You're trying to make it an impossibility that they can't go into the land of Africa and know that these particular black people, these particular people here is the tribe of Reuben, or the tribe of this, or the tribe of that. They don't, it's an impossibility in your mind to think that they can't recognize, or these people lost their nationality. Every Israelite lost their nationality now. Because you don't want to accept what brothers is teaching out here. You want to hold on to a damn white doctrine that helped enforce slavery on you when they took our records and turned us to the Gentiles and created themselves to be the Jew or the Christian, which are the chosen people of the Lord, which is actually the Christian is the Jews. Barnabas and Simeon and the people that was in Antioch was first called Christians in Antioch, Acts 11 and Acts 13. I don't understand how you sit there and try to sorcerize a nigga like it's an impossibility that the Gadites over there, that they knew that Gad was over here, or Reuben was over here, or Levi was over here, or such and such over there.
Okay,
When
Maho,
you can
let me
go
get in there,
all
bro.
over the
Bro, let me get
world
in
about
there.
the land, you go all over the world. Right now, there's researchers right now that go all the way in India and find different tribes, and they know their names, and they go back into their history and all that. If you watch these goddamn historical shows. But why is it when it comes to the children of Israel, it's a goddamn problem? Oh, I know why. Psalm the 83rd chapter says that all the nations have came together to cut off the name of Israel and cause them to cease from being a nation. All you are called lost, and all you hating ass niggas is nothing but the enemy to your own self, especially if you are one of the children of Israel. You feel what I'm saying? I don't fall for the bull crap. No, everything ain't perfect. Brothers got the Most High said we prophesy in part, but Colossians 1:26 says even the mysteries which have been hidden, and the Israelites been hidden from ages and from generations are now made manifest to the saints.
Maho, you don't
It's
want
talks
another
about
minute, man. You don't want another
all these
minute, bro.
different things, man.
Let
Like,
me get it right quick. Let
it's
me jump in right
crazy. I
quick,
see
and you
the
can get
time. I
it.
see the time. But go ahead,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
Go ahead.
Hey,
My bad.
Yeah.
JJ not back.
Let me say
JJ,
this.
JJ
Hold on,
not
hold
up
on, bro.
here.
Hold on, bro. Hold on, bro. No, he's not here. I just
Yes,
want to
sir.
say
Yes,
this.
sir. Yes,
He's
sir.
not
I
here.
can hold on.
Let me
No
get this
problem.
off. And then
Yes,
y'all can
sir.
go back to arguing about the chart and all that. But Carlos cannot prove what he said Judah was taken captivity into Assyria. There is no history that supports that. So Obadiah 1 and 20 is not referring to Assyria. The captivity of Judah insofar it is not referring to Assyria. It is definitely referring to Spain and Portugal, the Spanish Inquisition. I want to read something to you because I want to go back to this word Negro. Remember, I was arguing and have been arguing that Negro is tied explicitly to the royal bloodline of David. Negro is a Spanish word. It's not an African word. It's not a Roman word. It's Spanish. It's a Spanish word. And when we say Negro, we get this word that was described to the bloodline of David in the 1150s. It's described as a cognomen name, which means it's passed down from father to son. In the 1150 AD in Spain and Portugal, the bloodline of Judah was given the cognomen name. It's a hereditary name, Negro, which means black. I want to read something to you here as we talk about this genealogical name that was given to the bloodline of Judah. Today we say Negro is a description for all black people who come from Africa. That's what modern scholarship tells us, which is what Dunn also believes. Like most people believe, Negro is a description for Africans. Well, during the time period when this word derived in Spain and Portugal, there were no Africans being called Negroes. There's no history. There's no history. There's no history that the Moors in Spain, Africans, were called Negroes. There's no history that the Berbers in Spain, Africans, are called Negroes. There's no history that the Arabs in Spain, who are black Africans, were called Negroes. There's no history that the Muslims in Spain during this time period who are black were called Negro. They were called by their tribes. These are tribe names. Well, I'm talking about that describe Africans. Now, this name Negro, it's a genealogical name. I want to read this to you, the Jewish Encyclopedia. Wording can be read as the point where the branch assumed. Listen to this, because we're talking about how did the name Negro be applied to the bloodline of David in the 1150. Okay, Judah, who was taken into captivity, the Black Jews of Spain and Portugal. According to the Jewish Encyclopedia, wording can be read as the point where the branch assumed the name, while other
Right.
genealogical traditions explicitly say his father Yah-ish already bore it and Yah inherited it. And the father itself claimed Davidic descent. So the chain you are emphasizing is the Davidic Judah lineage, Yah-ish, Yahya family, Negro, Cognomen, which is the name, inherited through descendants. Okay, so we're saying Negro is a royal name at this time in Spain and Portugal for the bloodline of David, for the house of David. Do you guys comprehend this? Now, over time, as we talk about words metamorph, the word Negro became a slander against the bloodline of David. This is where Moses said you will be called bywords and reproaches. This is where you see Judah is being given another name, another identity. They're no longer recognized as Negroes from the tribe of Judah. Now they're recognized as Negroes from Africa. Do you see this? Bywords. This is a reproach that you would call a group of people another group of people when they're really not. Who would want to have that on their name? Like, no one would really want to have that, but we have this. We have this
Right.
on our name. As we talk about, Moses said, this will be a sign in Deuteronomy 28 upon you and upon your children. I'm landing right here. The Ladinos, I said this earlier, Ladinos were taken into the Spanish colonies over here in the Americas is where we're talking about. Ladinos were also explicitly the Sephardic Jews, the Negroes. You say that the people show me where Judah or Israelites was taken in the slave trade. I just told you. Ladino comes from Spain and Portugal. They were the first ones taken into the 13 colonies of the Spanish colonies. Do you comprehend that? I'm off the mic.
Well, actually, they was taken to Cape Verde first by King João of Portugal, Henry the Navigator, and
Bring
then
that thing down.
Alfonso the First.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and so we also get Alitos dos Negros from Alfonso the First, who the Sephardians, he gave his accountant what he gave them land there. The land is still there. Ados, those Negroes, and Alitos, those Negroes are the towns. So the Sephardians were the royal bloodline of the Portugal who got the dumb diverse 1452 to go to West Africa to battle with the Moors. So, but in saying that, even Columbus, because Henry the Navigator, his right hand man is Giles Zarco, which would be the real Christopher Columbus' dad. His daughter name was Isabel Zarco. Y'all can look this up. They were Sephardians, royal bloodline. So, but they also were, that would conflict Deuteronomy 28, in a major way, because we can see this trade taking place first. And when you're dealing with the 12 how Hurst the 12 tribe chart is because the Sephardians are not on the 12 tribe chart. But you know what is interesting about it? All of the 12 tribe charts go back to places in the Americas, whether South Central America or the islands. And the reason is because after the Alhambra decree, that's where the Sephardians went to. That's why they're in I-80 or Haiti. This is where Columbus and them went. They got put out during the Code of New York because you had to be Catholic to be there. And all of them were melanated. So Louis de Torres, the guy who they say was an interpreter, he wasn't the interpreter. They were taken there by Patrick Maguire from Ireland, who King Ferdinand and Isabel hooked them up with. They did not fund it. All right. The guy who funded was Louis de Santiago. Louis de Santiago and other top Sephardians. Now they all had to leave. And the Moors left almost a year later, almost a year later. They were together 7-11 when after they defeated the Visigoths, the Sephardians and the Moors, and they really never separated after that. But I land there. And we can talk about the brother that pulled the source with the Igbo guy. He's not Igbo. He's not African at all. Is he still here? The brother that pulled the source of Oleana Equiana?
Yeah, brother, I'm here.
Okay. You're a part of the debate league?
Yes.
Okay. Please do not take that source. You know what I mean? I can show you right now. If I can show you right now, he's not. I actually even flew to Europe, to Westminster, Europe. It's a place called the Abbey. Right next to it is a church. We have the naval records. His name is Gustavo. He's listed as Gustavo, but he's from South Carolina, the same place Thomas Clarkson, the guy who created helped found Sierra Leone.
Yeah, he had a name change. I'm familiar with that.
Okay, he's from South Carolina. That's why in his second book he wrote, he's not Igbo. He's not from Igbo land. What was important about him is they needed, out of all of these people, they needed a person that was alive who had the experience of the said Mustafa, a transatlantic slave trade. So he knew that because he was in the Quaker organization, people who funded the money for the settlement in Sierra Leone. So they made up the story. The other guy that was with him is from North Carolina. Or if you need any sources, I can bring the source up for you. On the 12 tribes, either one. Or y'all can watch me and Gorilla Hebrew get down. Or you can watch me and ISUPK. I battled two captains out of ISUPK on this topic. But the Equiana source, I can get that for you if you need it, brother. But I'm just telling you, as a debater.
What's your name, brother?
I'm Big Chief Top Cat. Yeah, as a debater, don't take that in there because somebody probably, had that information that Equiana and them made the story up with Thomas Clarkson, the guy who co-founded Sierra Leone.
Yeah, I'll be interested in seeing that source, brother.
Yeah, me too. Please send that source.
But I also saw something tied to that where he was like questioned. He was like checked or questioned about who he was from Jews, and the Jews validated that he really spoke Hebrew. He really had these customs. This, that, and the third. It wasn't. Let me see if I can pull that source up. Give me a second. Let me see if I can go get it.
Yeah, he was with an organization called the Sons of Africa, which basically was what they call the poor blacks that they sent out of Canada, Nova Scotia, the Third Maroon War in Jamaica, and also Europe. That's the population. South Carolina as well. That's the population that's going to move to this new company, Sierra Leone. The operation was funded by Thornton, these French guys, and Paul Cuffey, the Wampanoag Indian. He was assigned because he had one of the largest naval one of the largest navals in the world at that time, coming out of Cuddy Hunk, Martha's Vineyard area. So, one of y'all got the things I want to share my screen. I ain't gonna play it. This is my video, so it ain't gonna get blocked. But I'm gonna,
yeah. I want to give the floor back over to the brothers, man. But I will
let me
be
finish. Yeah, I'm gonna be fair like Flair. I don't need a minute.
You got 2 seconds, man, on the screen. You see it on the screen.
Yeah, but y'all ain't start me at 5 minutes though. I just finished the other brother time. To be fair.
Glad that helped. Hey, can I play this since you said this? Can you repeat what you said about Equianus?
Yes, sir.
Sure. A lot of Equiano.
Not you.
African writer.
Oh, okay.
Can you repeat that? What we just talked about?
Yes. Olana Equiano was an African writer and abolitionist born around 1740.
Hey, we can't hear it anymore, brother.
The mic went out, Maha.
And then Virginia. Later, a British naval officer bought him and gave him the name Gustavus Vassa. He bought his freedom in 1766. He didn't go to Liberia, but he was briefly involved in the Sierra Leone resettlement effort in the 1780s. His autobiography was a landmark abolitionist text. There's later academic debate about whether he was actually born in South Carolina, but his own story is West African Igbo.
Do you want to ask truthful questions, brother? That was talking.
I'll be real quick, brother. I just want to show me in Europe going to get the information. This is the information on the Sierra Leone company. We'll get over to Oleana Equiana. This is Anthony Benazet, if y'all not familiar. This is who Equiana says he was inspired by. So this book right here, Equiana the African, biography, self-made man by Vincent Coretta. All right, trying to see what's that, page 147. So right here, they said he was born from the birthplace. Hold on, let me get down here. On the 31st of May, Equiana listed as Gustavo Vassa, that we just said, a seaman, age 28, South Carolina, listed in the place county where born. A birthplace consisted with his baptismal records 14 years earlier. All right, let me come up because I actually had a guy who wrote it. So let's come over here too. Boom, 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 boom. All right, this Equiana the African. This is the guy who wrote it right here. This is Vincent Coretta. He's going to speak about it real quick.
When he arrived in Falmouth, England for the first time, there was snow on the deck. Now, discover that in the Royal Naval Records, Equiano, under the name Gustavus Vassa, it starts to be entered in the Royal Naval Records as a servant on the ships in early 1755. He tells us the date that he was baptized in St. Margaret's Church, Westminster, which is a small church right next to Westminster Abbey, if you've been to London.
Well, even though we can take Indian back to the... So I just want to show this me here going out. Actually went to go get the records. All right, I'm going to end it right here.
Was on that Arctic voyage, identify him as, now they misspelled the name, they said Gustavus Weston instead of Vassa, but names were misspelled all the time. And he's the only one who is listed on these muster lists for the Royal Naval ship. He tells us he was on the racehorse, and he's identified as born in South Carolina at 28 years old, which was, this is 1773, so it's consistent with his 1745 birth year claim. And he's listed more than once on that. So these are the records that
you can actually
have
go on the
gotten me
church page.
physically threatened for having made them public by some literary critics. And because a lot of people have strong investments in his identity. You know, who he's a not.
You're all right. But yeah, man, I appreciate that.
Can I play this? Because what you said, I want you to hear this, brother, if you mind, right?
No
quick.
problem. Go ahead.
Can you repeat what you said concerning the brother's testimony right there? Can you repeat what we was talking about? I mean, what you heard?
Sure. Historians look at two main things: documents that say South Carolina and Equiano's own detailed account saying he was born in equal land. There's no final consensus. Some scholars lean on the records, others credit his narrative. Even Coretta frames it as an open question rather than a certainty. So when folks present it, The most solid way is to mention both streams of evidence and say the debate is ongoing and not settled.
All right, brother. I just want to check what you said, bro. You know what I'm saying? But that's good. My man. Yeah, dude study, brother, studying up, man. That's
Hey,
it.
yeah, I wanted to my bad. I wanted to say this too. The guy they said they actually did the playback. Notice he said records on there. Yeah. Notice he said the records would be, so that's why I had to go down there and get the take the pictures. Well, you actually couldn't take pictures in there, but I did. I recorded it anyway. Um, and yeah, I just wanted to get that to the brother so he can protect himself when he go out there in the debate, because I know I heard it's a lot of people who do also say that. One last thing, and I'm gonna get out of y'all way. When is the next debate?
All right, hold on. Hey, what's up, Top Cat in the building? Yeah, I'm back, y'all, man. I had
What's
to go
up
handle
with
some
it,
things for
JJ?
Top Cat in the building.
What's the deal?
Hey, I want you to be a part of this, bro. Wu-Tang Clan debate
What
league.
you want me to do? Referee?
You know,
Shout out
we
to
gotta
Killer
get
Priest.
hey, we plugged in, bro. Music, all that.
I
So
can referee. I
You can
don't know if
referee,
I'm
do
a
your
debate, bro.
presentations. Top Cat, do your
Nah, I ain't
presentations, your
debating.
discussions.
I ain't
No,
gonna
but
debate, but I
everything
promote
in
and
the
referee. Hey,
referee, be
JJ.
a judge or teach. I want you to listen. I want you to come on and teach about what you know. You know what I'm saying? Because we just we doing shows. We bringing scholars over.
Yeah,
You see what
because
I'm
Killer
saying? We
Priest
bringing
shot Ty
scholars.
Indian.
Well, I ain't
Killer
heard nothing
Priest shot
about
Ty
that, man.
Indian. Oh, you ain't know that?
No,
Hey,
yeah, he a
pull me
Blackfoot, man. He told me he was Blackfoot,
Blackfoot
man. See,
and
now
shot
see.
Ty. You got a mama and a daddy. Hey, JJ, hey, pull me up 10 seconds real quick. I know you're gonna like
Hey,
this.
go
I'm gonna
ahead,
get out
Top
your
Cat.
way.
I'm glad you're here,
No,
man.
no,
Go, hey,
share my screen real quick, 10 seconds.
okay,
And I'm gonna let
Sister
the brothers get back to the
share
bill.
screen. Share Top
And
Cat. Share.
JJ.
Is my champ still here? Yeah, you're my Hall of Famer, and Carlos still here? Carlos might have to go.
Nah,
Hey,
he
we got
is
some heavy hitters
JJ.
over here. We got some heavy hitters over here, Top Cat. I'm
Nah,
letting you know,
shout
but
out
he
to the
said,
brothers, man.
yeah.
Yo,
Go
JJ.
ahead, Top Cat.
JJ 7000.
Okay. Yeah. What's up, fam? What's up?
Oh yeah, keep me
I
in,
hear
in,
you.
in rotation to be a judge so I can show Paul Rizzo how you judge.
Hey, JJ, pull me
Of
up real quick,
course.
10 seconds. Share my
I know.
screen, 10
Yeah,
seconds.
Karima. Oh, Karima fell off. Damn, Karima fell. Oh, no, Sister Karima. Hey, pull up Top Cat's information, and then I guess we'll. Hey, whoever's
Yeah,
moderating,
I'll let y'all
we'll
get
get
back
back
to
to
it.
that. No, Top Cat. I want you to be a part of this. Like I say, Wu-Tang
Nah, man,
Clan
you know I rock
debate
with you,
league.
man, and Killer Priest. So
That thing right.
at least I'm at least
Hey,
have to come
hold
through for
on,
me.
Virginia. Hey, Top Cat, we gotta revisit the time me and you were supposed to battle.
Man,
You know?
go on, man.
Okay,
Now you
all right.
taking it too
I'm gonna
far.
fall
All
in the
right,
back cut, y'all. See how
watch
they
this
do me?
here.
All right, go ahead,
Watch
Top
this
Cat.
here, JJ.
Go ahead.
This when I was finna debate one of the Pan Africans. I had brought this for him. No
Hey, and one
pseudo.
more thing before you start. You
He's
beat the
a
crap out of Jabbar. You beat the crap out of Jabbar in that one debate. I gotta give you
Gorilla
that.
Hebrew
I gotta give you
too.
them.
You
Yeah.
ain't see when I
And
got a
Gorilla
hold of Gorilla
Hebrew. God,
Hebrew?
that was easy.
Yeah, I
I'm
beat him
sorry.
like
Gorilla Hebrew was
80%. I
good.
got damn near 80% of the votes to
Woo!
get rid of.
Well, that's on Sarnetta though. Now you're gonna have to rematch him because now it's Sarnetta art
Rematch
is a little
too.
different.
Man, it's gonna be hard to get somebody in the ring with me, JJ. You know that. But
Oh,
watch this
go
here.
ahead, Top.
Check this out.
Yeah.
Well, Garfield
They got the
Reed used to
cash app.
study. Nah. That cash app don't even work. So don't even worry about that. I'm calling Garfield Reed to the stand real quick. Hold on.
We've been beating up Garfield for
Garfield
years,
Reed
and then
was
Jeremiah
into a
come back
debate.
on. Like, nah, whoever.
All right. Well, Garfield Reed used to study down here with that bullshit was Reggie got that Indian in him, and I mean, Al gun went in your mother. Brother Garfield tried to go to the restroom and cheat. Nigga had an earpiece in. He went in the restroom and cheated. And two of the cheaters on the other line was True Story and Rob Bowman.
Jesus, Top Cat.
Jesus Christ. They didn't know that they were cheating. It would come back to him.
Planning that he.
Nigga, tell me about Jesus Christ. Give me Jesus before you give me.
It really was bullshit. Let me just say it straight to those who like the sugar coating. The whole Equiana story was bullshit. It was created by a white man named Thomas Clarkson. Because why is Equiana telling people that he's from South Carolina and then he's telling people he's from Igbo land? Why is that? I didn't do that. Equiano did that. Somebody's lying. It's either he's from South Carolina or he's from Igbo land. Then in the second edition, he removed Igbo. He's no longer Igbo now.
That's true.
He's no longer Nigerian. Listen, the problem with this community is we don't like truth.
The problem with this community, they don't like truth. Nah, I just wanted to make you laugh with that one. But yeah, man, shout out to y'all brothers, man. Keep doing y'all thing. JJ, man, I'm gonna keep coming through, checking on the debate league, man. I got you, man. Just let me know anytime, man.
Hey, Top Cat, put your information in the private chat, or I can catch you when I pop up on your scene. However you want to do it, put your email in there. Like I said, man, we finna do this big, man. We bringing everybody from all walks of life, Top Cat. You hear me? And your community deserves a voice. And get Dane Calloway. Hey, we need to holler at him.
Man, you know,
bring your top
money,
guy.
Man. Dang, you gotta show the bread.
Come on.
Yeah,
hey, listen. Okay, well then we just have to see. At least you don't do it for the money. The money gonna come naturally, Top Cat. So
right. I'm just gonna support y'all, and all these brothers on the panel too. And I'm gonna get out their way because like I've been taking. Nah, I know that's why I got you. That's why I say I got you.
You called me Bobby Brown. That's all right. I forgot what I called you, and we went back and
That's it, man. Let me get out these brothers where I want to break
this.
Man.
Yeah, man.
I appreciate you, JJ.
Y'all see this?
All right. Shalom to y'all, brothers.
And don't leave. Yeah, bring your people with you. Hold on. Top Cat, real quick. Oh, he left. And Digital want to speak something real quick, and then hold on. Let Digital speak real quick, and then Yara. Hold up, Elder, because I got him on the phone. Okay. He been waiting. And then Jeremiah and the Elder, however y'all want to do it. Go ahead, Business.
Peace and love everybody on the panel. Peace and love everybody in the chat. Peace and love everybody watching. Peace and love everybody that's going to watch. I've been listening to some of the stuff that y'all was talking about. This is a good conversation.
Great conversation. Yeah.
You know, I just wanted to say, you know, when it comes, I have my opinion on the 12 tribes chart. This is just land talking, okay? When I say the 12 tribes chart, when I see that talk, I'm like, man, you know, that don't stick with me because we got to remember that Joseph was sold into slavery by the other 11 tribes.
Okay. Why do you say that?
So when we talk about these wicked brothers of his that we're supposed to be a part of, they ain't no better than, you know, the ones in the desert with Moses. They ain't no better than the ones that God turned his back on. See, we're all human. But, you know, that 12 tribes thing, you're talking about nationality. You're talking about nationalism, okay?
Teach!
And, you know, like I taught a year and a half ago, ism is not for us. You got racism, capitalism, socialism. You got all these different isms, feminism. But most of these isms are not, mostly, if not all of these isms are not on our side. And nationalism is promoted. And the nationalists that created nationalism in America are the KKK and the women of the KKK. And also over there in Nazi Germany, after the United States, though. Remember that. So when we're talking about these isms, nationalism, all that, they're not for you, bro. And your nationality nationality would be American. You're not from Israel. Now, your descendants may be, but your nationality, because like I said, you don't call yourself an Israelite, because that's a nationality. That's the name of a place. Just be Hebrew like your father Abraham, your first Hebrew was, and have the faith that he had to take him away from his daddy and his wicked idols. All right, and then next thing I want to say is
1 minute remaining.
Yeah,
1 minute, and then we're gonna get to the panel.
Okay, Ethiopians are not Cushites. I understand what you're saying. Cush, the name of Cush, but Cushites are named with a K. If you look it up, it's Cushites with a K. It's not Cush, But those are Cush's lands. Those are the lands of Ham, Egypt, or even Israel. Okay, Israel, Egypt, and Ethiopia, all the way down to Ethiopia. Those are the lands of Ham. So that name comes from Sesostris I, the 12th dynasty pharaoh, the second pharaoh of the 12th dynasty. His daddy was first. Second pharaoh of the 12th dynasty, who went down and conquered Nubia.
30 seconds remaining.
Named the lower half Cush. Okay, so that's where Cushites comes from. That name. And they're not ancient.
Right.
Because that's 12th dynasty Egypt going down there and naming it that. Okay.
Okay. And 10 more seconds. And then...
So my question would be, where's the biblical descendants of Cush? Where's the biblical descendants of Cush, brother?
Can I get the mic for a second?
Yeah, hold on, sir. You go right at the end and just ask this question.
All right, listen, brother. You're I understand what you're saying. I said that. See, Mizraim was given Egypt, and I even think Israel maybe it was a part of his land, but but then Cush was Ethiopia. Okay, yeah, Cush, the son of Noah. The son of Ham. Right? Ham, Shem, and Japheth. Cush is Ham's son. So is Mizraim. So is Put. And Mizraim was Egypt. Okay? So Cush was Ethiopia. Now the Cushites are in Nubia. So they're not in Ethiopia. The Cushites. Now you could say the land of Cush is Ethiopia. The people come from the land of Cush, but don't call them Cushites.
Well, that's what I said, bro. Why would you tell us? Why would you tell us?
One of the 12
dynasties, he had another
Egypt went down and sacked Nubia and named the lower half Cush with a K. That is the difference.
Okay, now let please.
Why would you say? Why would you say? Tell us not to call ourselves Israelites, bro.
Because you're not from Israel.
Where are we
just
from?
Be Hebrew. Just be Hebrew.
The Levant? You think he's from the Levant?
To move him away from that witchery that his dad and them was doing over in Earth.
Okay, go ahead, Silk.
Man, this is horrible. I can't believe y'all. Shout out IBM. Okay. So
man,
y'all been screaming E-free. Wow, y'all been screaming E-free all night.
Eber.
Y'all been screaming Eber.
Okay.
Eber. So yeah. So it goes. It's Eber. It's E-free. It's Ephraim. It's Ifriqua. It's all that. Do y'all know those are tribes and those are actual real locations in North Africa? Are y'all not aware of that? Those tribes have a name on them. The tribe of Ifri. That's also even with the whole Africa. That's another. That's the Afri, the Afri, the Ifri. All of that. So that's a real tribe. Y'all should look those tribes up. They don't have nothing to do with Israel. They don't get that Israel stuff. They don't come to way later. Like they gotta leave out of Africa and go along. No, it's none of that. They're going out with the Phoenician language, Carthaginians, all of them. Then the Hebrew language comes after the Phoenician language because the Phoenicians, the Hebrew language, the alphabet is based off of their stuff. So
Prozo, you still there?
the Ephraim, okay,
Prozo, you still there?
the Ephraim is a Berber tribe. No. So and there's tons of places in Africa called
Hold on,
Ephraim.
two of y'all talking at the same time.
They created the first alphabet, which the Greeks took. Okay.
You say what? The Phoenicians have the Greeks too. Well, I mean the Greeks though, that's Carthaginian and that's Mauritania.
Listen, Silky, hold up. Listen. The Greeks took from the Phoenician alphabet. The Phoenicians didn't have the first language, they had the first alphabet.
The first Afro-Asiatic language.
Hold up. The first language is in cuneiform or hieroglyphics, bro.
Afro-Asiatic language family.
Or an A or a B to make a sentence or a word. It's just using a symbol, just like A, B, C, or A, bad, B-A-D, using symbols. They just took that from the cuneiform and the hieroglyphs, man. They had an alphabet ain't nothing.
Well, the timeline.
To write a sentence.
It goes, it's Egyptian first, but once you get that's 5,000 BC, 3,000 BC. By the time your Phoenicians come, that's 1,500 BC. Hebrew is like 1,100 BC. So, and still the Phoenician script helps out like all the like the Latin, helps that out. It helps the Greek out. Like all of them get their alphabet. You can almost read all the languages outside of Africa just with the Phoenician script because a lot of them have that. They're based off that. They got that in them.
Oh yeah, they just following. They following Egypt. Egypt today. Osiris is their deity here in America, and all that stuff. And then one God formed the world out of chaos, and then the Greeks are talking about chaos, and then the Romans are talking about chaos and Sophia, and trying the mother God and all that stuff. Man, that all comes from Egypt, bro.
Yeah, because you got Neith. You got Neith. The goddess Neith, or Tanit.
Okay.
You got ISIS. You got tons of them. Yeah. Right. I mean, but by the time they're getting it, that's way later. But still, the Ephraim tribe is a Berber tribe. I don't know why they keep saying they got told by the Ephraim.
Go ahead, my bad.
No, you got it. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Indigenous.
Well, I'm just saying that all these secret societies and the Masons and the Luciferians, the Satanists, all of these different groups who believe in Saturn and the Black Moon. They're moon worshippers, and they're all Luciferians. And you see it with the Illuminati and all this stuff out here. So it all this stuff goes right back to Egypt.
But the Luciferian, the Luciferian is a later concept. Yeah, Luciferian comes out later, like Satanas and all that. And Lucifer, that comes out later. That's a Latin or Greek, isn't it? Yeah, that whole concept don't come to, and then the way they apply it in the Bible is another way, because it really just means adversary, and I believe Latin. And that's where the concept comes
Don,
from.
you still there? Hold up, Sue. Don, you still there, Pro is 01?
Like Satanos, Satan.
I'm here. I'm still here.
Let's let Don, because this is more his show, and him and Carlos. Let's let him get in for some minutes. Go ahead, Prozo.
Yeah, that's Latin, by the way. Lux for thee. Well, this whole thing, it sounds like I said before, there's a hole in the argument. This popular view, full of bullet holes.
Bullets.
1370 CE. Where's the history? Where's the eyewitness source? from Josephus to 1300, from Babylon to Timbuktu.
Timbuktu.
Where is the empirical data? And if I heard correct, that whole 12 tribe chart was just another new song on the pop charts. So therefore, that ain't enough. That ain't enough, is it? This is not enough. Okay, it can't believe you can't be selling me. I can't believe it's not butter, and I'm trying to find butter. That's what I'm looking for. Now, I've heard a lot of argumentatives ad hominems on the stage. He's a liar.
Yeah.
The whole time I'm sitting back here just peeping the scene now, right? Are they trying to sell drugs in front of the school to the kids? I'm sorry. You're going to have to do better than that. You're going to have to do better than this. So, there is no evidence because we can't present evidence. And that's what happens when you lose a debate. So you can campaign and say, oh, the judge, oh, you belly aching and you butthurt over because your partner lost. But I'm trying to figure out why the man doing the most talking ain't even a debater, folks. He is not even a debater. Do you know what that means for a circle of brothers up here? That means your opinion don't even count. You're not even in a race. You don't even have an argument. You don't know what it's like to rebuttal nothing. All you do is slang ad hominems. That is all. That's all you got. And that's all you'll ever have. You know why? Because you don't know nothing.
You must be called Elder Wiggins.
Whoever the shoe fit, let them wear it. Let them wear it. Okay? Let them wear it.
JJ, man, I'm going to go ahead and get on out of here, dog, because it's late. And I thought we was going to start earlier. So,
we'll do our show tomorrow. We'll do our preliminary tomorrow. Hey, tell everybody your premise real quick. Tell everybody your premise real quick. Go ahead.
Yeah, man. North African Berbers, you know what I'm saying? I'm coming to take Egypt, coming to take all that. You know what I'm saying? I'm taking over everything. Just know I'm taking all that back. So, yeah, I'm about to show everybody the origins. Y'all be sure to see that. Berbers, you know what I'm saying? Origins, Egypt. Your boy about to put it down. Y'all about to see what I got. You know what I'm saying? I got to put a class in session. It's going to be one of my newest offenses.
No, did you know? You said the Berbers started the Nile Valley civilization.
Okay, bet. All right, then, whatever. Great, Nile Valley. Cool, perfect.
Wrong with the two left shoes. And the teacher gonna teach this too.
Yeah, we're gonna see what the information say.
The Berber King list start late. All right, I want you to know this before you step in the ring with the goddamn people's champ.
I don't know, JJ. Them boys done ran off now because of this, brother. You better be careful.
Well, gee, that's what they always tell.
You better warn him, right? He don't see it, do he?
He don't see it. He don't see it.
Hey, Don, remember they told me to be careful when I got in the ring with you.
Yeah, because I'm dangerous. These two brothers just came up here and just silenced those little kitty cats that walked out of this den. Did y'all see that in the audience? I'm telling you, I sat back and it was like watching a movie. Yeah, JJ, let it happen. Because you know what? That's exactly what you do when they start going in on Pro Rizzo. I don't say nothing. I don't fight back. I don't try to scrap for the mic. Right? So you stay right there and don't move. Because this need to be seen for the record. All right? Don't move. Because these two brothers just, I'm talking about accidentally foot sweep both of them brothers right out the room. That was a smooth move. And he want to debate me on this topic? All right. Well, thank both of y'all brothers for giving me those silver bullets. Believe me, I'm putting them in the chamber. So, for the record, Jeremiah, I'm still not running from no challenges. I'm still taking on all weight classes. And whenever you ready to get the smoke, you just step right on up. I got your ticket. All right. And to the audience, I appreciate y'all being here. Share, like, come on back. I know y'all are just sitting there waiting for to see what Pro Rizzo gonna say about that silly debate. I've already said it. Carlos 1, Jeremiah 0. You know what that means, right? I'm not changing my verdict. You can cry all you want. I am not changing my verdict. And then the onus,
no verdict.
keep this in mind. You gotta keep who's speaking in mind too. Because you know there's a degree of bias. Since I lost, the other person didn't prove their stupid point. I should win. Well, no crying. This is the Lions Den. You took a L. This is the second week in a row. I done told you, I took a L. And it's going to stay there permanently. I'm off the mic.
Well, see, brother, that's what you got to understand. You know, when the brother brought out that Jesus took away all the curses, you know, it crushed their debate. But they're only sticking in the Old Testament, you know. And if you go to Matthew 6:1-5, it tells you don't do what these guys do out here on the corners and doing stuff just to be seen by men, not for the glorification of God. They're just doing it to be seen by men and making the Bible say what they wanted to say. You see? And you know, that's you know, and hopefully, you know, we won't allow that, because see, in this community, we still allow ours to just keep popping their head back up. We got the evolutionists keep popping their heads back up. We got these people who's, you know, running around talking about Kemet and, you know, all this stuff, and they bring it back out after you beat them up on the stuff. You know, I'm telling you, and I pray to God that this league ain't like that. And, you know, because I'm just going to be teaching Pro Rizzo. Because, like I said, half the things I'm talking about, these cats don't even know. And they just having an argument right now in 2026 when I was talking about this stuff in 2020. So, you know, my first presentation. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm just tired of these old arguments being regurgitated, too, being brought back up. Because that's exactly what Reggie just did here recently. He gonna run it behind JJ's argument from 9 years ago and jump out in the floor when he was right there, hand in hand, walking down the yellow brick road in Kemet, looking at all the dingling hieroglyphs and all that shit.
Goodness, no, not the hieroglyphs. Oh my God.
Yeah, dingling hieroglyphs.
You was blacker than black, Alf.
Already.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. And you don't want to smoke. You don't ever regurgitating my shit. He even got regurgitating in the title.
Yep.
Pro Rizzo might not know, but I'm the one who brought that into this community. They regurgitating my shit because I've been saying it since I've been around, and you know I've helped to build up their vocabulary. Let's just say that.
Right. I know what you're saying. They basically cherry picked off your tree and turned it into something else. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Go ahead, Don. Pro Rizzo.
No, I was just saying, basically he's saying they cherry picked off his tree and they walked away with some pieces that ain't right. This is the second encounter that you made them statements. So I'm more prone to believe you brought that to this community. And you know, go ahead, JJ. What you gonna say?
I say he ain't lying. He ain't lying.
Yeah, I believe him. I believe him.
No,
I believe him.
He lost me the other day when he said AI was regurgitating this information. I'm done.
That's cold-blooded. That's cold-blooded.
God dang.
But you know what? I don't know if you was here last week. Yes, you was here. You was here, brother, when Maharika played his AI. And it's funny because 2 days, one of the reasons why I left is because I had already heard his AI give an analysis on this whole idea about Deuteronomy 28 being about black folks and the curses is how we identify. See, they always reverse engineer something. You know what I'm saying? If I see a curse on somebody in Spain that's a black Jew, therefore the curse is still ongoing, naturally, Your Honor. And then, therefore, that's the real people, Your Honor. And I'm like, you know what? I can't honor that. Because what if I seen a black Jew in Disney World going down a daggone water slide, having a good time? Is he cursed? You see what I'm saying? None of this works. I can do that all day. It's just an audacious claim. I don't care about that. And neither am I trying to defend my verdict either, because I don't have to. You know what I'm saying? Uh, they throw a lot of things out there in generalities and then get angry when the generalities kind of just melt away into nothing. And even tonight, it's like I want another opportunity and another opportunity and another one and another one to keep spreading this information that's supposed to be, I don't know what it's supposed to be no more. Like, none of this makes no sense. The further we dig, the more we start to see, hey, these sources ain't talking about what you saying they mean when we go behind their sources. You know what I'm saying? You got one primary source evidence from his whole debate, just one. And everything else is secondary. Everything else is secondary.
Right.
Including the Bible.
Sources is very important.
And so I'm now he said he want to smoke with Pro Rizzo, but honestly, that probably ain't the wisest move. If I looked at your debate and I said you didn't win, that probably means I know how to beat you the next go round if you face me. Because I ain't had time to do nothing but sit there and analyze. I think I got a better head start than you, even if you try to clean up your mistakes. I keep saying this, you got 1,300 years to cover. 1,300 years. You think about that. And most of these camps, they leave everybody in the dust, hanging. Let's go to Sierra de Leone. Let's go to San Tome. Let's go to Spain. Let's go to Portugal. You know, it's always centered around Italy, somewhere around there like that, you know. And I'm like, okay, well, where were they before they got there? And where were they before they got there? Take me back to 70 CE.
Right.
Now bring me forward. Now bring me backwards. When you know an argument, it's just like you knowing the key to your front door. And when you know it like that, it don't matter if you can't see. If you feel that keyhole, you know the right key to put in there. The key is gonna work. Their argument don't work that way. It's always well, you got to add this to it and add that and hit and nail this to it and screw that. And you got to glue this over here, right? You know, and by the time you get through duct taping it all, that'll hold that water leak in that pipe. It's ridiculous. Yeah. So I said it was holes in it before.
Hold on.
Go ahead, bro.
Yeah,
I yield.
Professor. Hey, Krim, you still there? Yeah, there you go. All right, move all that. Okay, yeah. Watch this. I beat this up a long time ago. Ladies and gentlemen.
JT Raw, one of the original members of the ISUPK in Harlem, New York, 125th Street. I came into school in around between January 15th and January 22nd of 1992. Because I seen these men speaking on the streets on 42nd Street and about, I think, Broadway, one Sunday night around October or November of 1988. So I was enthused what I heard, you know, and especially they was getting on the number one enemy of Black people in America, the European white man, Caucasian. So that definitely intrigued me what I was hearing.
Yeah.
But I checked it out. It took me a couple years before I even made my journey up into school because I wanted to check out what I was getting into because I already knew I was a Hebrew Israelite. Grew up in it. Grew up in the movement, knowing the movement. My family, father's family, you know, my father's brothers and sisters, they knew about this movement. My grandfather knew about this movement coming from the Iberian Peninsula.
There you go.
A Black man, very dark skinned. He most likely taught this information to my family, and that's why I grew up knowing I was a Hebrew Israelite. But we wasn't talking about the tribes like they were talking about. We was doing it from a religious stance. So I listened to these men for a couple years because I wanted to know what I was getting involved in if I was going to join up with these guys. So I joined up in the early 90s. And from the first day I got in there, it seemed like everything was kosher. But after a couple of years, I seen that these men was not on the righteous path that I thought they was. You know, I've seen a lot of corruption come in the door, and I seen them, you know, seeing them guys let a lot of things that was going on in the school that shouldn't have happened on the school, they let it go down. You know what I mean? And a lot of people are like, you got a lot of dudes like Tazariak will be telling us that we don't know nothing. Number one, we was in this school before it was the split. Do you understand what a split is? That means different men of that school that was in there when it started their own little sector, meaning their own franchise, their camps and all of that. We was in a place when there was just one school, different camps. Every camp leader had their own camp in the school, but we was all in the same building. You understand? So around 1995, 96, the split happened where a man named Marshall, who was the head of the school when I was in there, a certain amount of men went off with him, and one of the guys is on the panel here, Malachi. He went with that sector. I stayed with the sector that I was in. And then after that, there was other breakups and other camps came out of that, like GMS, like IUIC, and maybe some others. So we was there from the foundation of this One West movement. So ain't nobody could come on the panel and tell me a damn thing or Malachi a damn thing, because we was there. And I say this to, come on more, I'm get you in. And I say this to a lot of men that's in these camps.
Take your time, take your time, take your time.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. And I'm gonna say this to a lot of the men in these camps today. You don't know not one of the original heads of these schools. Talking about the 7. The original 7. There's only 4 of them left. But none of you men that's in these camps like Tazariak and what's that other guy, the dude out of Philadelphia for GOCC, you never met none of the original men of these camps. I mean, the men who started it, the groundwork from these camps. You know what I'm saying? The pioneers of these camps. Y'all don't know not one of these men. I do. Malachi know him. I can get in touch with 2 of the original 7 if I wanted to right now, if I want to. I don't bug them that much, you know, but I one of the original men of the school, like Elder Kazak, I talk with him all the time, damn near every day. I text him or I call him once in a blue, all right? Now, he could feed you a lot more information about really what's going on if he wanted to come on, but I'm not going to bug him on that. So if y'all want to come on here, if you think we telling a lie, bring yourself on the panel. Let's talk. Go ahead, Malachi, introduce yourself.
All
All right, thank you for the handoff.
Yep.
Thank you for the handoff. First, I want to thank, both DMG and you, CEO Mandinka Malley, for allowing us to come into the paradigm shift family to be able to give our story and everything else. And I want all you out there that are listening, who are practicing Israelites, do not take what we're saying as a catalyst to attack the faith as a whole. What we're going to be discussing and we're going to be articulating is the darkness that came into this particular sector known originally as the Israeli School of Universal Practical Knowledge. I'm very dissatisfied with a lot of charlatans, kooks, and crazies that are out here sent by the FBI, CIA, and other clandestine, agencies that are hell-bent on destroying as a whole Black progression and Black unity, okay? When we come here tonight and have this discussion again, it's not to trash anyone, to trash the faith, but to challenge a lot of things that were taught within our sector that we have to be able to bravely face, talk about, considering the fact that we had certain leaders and so-called elders who sold out this faith, this disarrayed and blasphemed on a high level. So when we come here tonight, we coming with facts, we're coming with figures, and we're not coming here, like I said, to be disrespectful to anyone. But for all who are listening, whether you came out of the UPK sector or whatever you may believe be a believer in, J. Edgar Hoover is long dead, but the COINTELPRO counterintelligence program operation still moves, shakes, and discombobulates all progressive movements out. And with that, I'll land my plane. And again, I thank you for allowing us to come into your home and trusting us to articulate to you information based on the Bible, Isaiah the 41st chapter, 21st verse, to produce your cause and bring forth your strong evidence.
Oh, all right, ladies and gentlemen. We got one more person from my team that want to speak, and then we're gonna get into the meat and potatoes. Go ahead, Indigenous.
Peace and love, baby Hebrew. Peace and love, JD. Peace and love to everybody in the chat.